Good evening, everybody. Uh, Today is session 2 for Save DEHING PATKAI. We've had a great week post the first session. ভাল লাগিলে কথা পাতি, and we had great people on session 1. And the whole idea of doing this is to create awareness. I don't think you can save a forest as long as you've not cared for trees in your environment, in your environs, in and around you. I don't think you can save a forest as long as you don't care about a plant in the vicinity of your house. That is the idea of what we are trying to kind of culture minds to. আমি যেটো কথা ক'ব বিচাৰিছো, it's about awareness. আমাৰ যুদ্ধ বেলেগ ধৰণৰ থাকিব আগলে আৰু সদায় থাকিব. But how do you find this? How do you fight ignorance? You have to fight ignorance with being informed, being aware, and being educated. Thank you, Animesh Pathak. Last session was brilliant. Yes, it was. Thank you so much. Hi, Lachit. I'm really liking my role as a facilitator with bringing in different academics, students, activists, and other people. We are not pretending to be experts on kind of the ecosystem and rainforests and whatever you have. But the idea is to bring everybody to a state of awareness. I mean, সকলোৱে আমাৰ ভিতৰত যে এটা ৰেইন ফৰেষ্ট, আমাৰ অসমৰ ভিতৰত যে ৰেইন ফৰেষ্ট আছে, এখন যে এনে আৰু এখন জংঘল নহয়, দিছ ইজ দ্য ৰেইন ফৰেষ্ট। এই বস্তুটো আমি বহুতে নাজানিছিলো, আমাৰ স্কুলৰ সময়ত এনেকৈ শিকোৱা নাছিল। আৰু আমি যেতিয়া আফ্ৰিকাৰ কথা পঢ়ো বা এমাজনৰ কথা পঢ়ো, মই নাজানো আমাক কিয় দিহিং পাটকাই বা জেপৰৰ বিষয়ে তেনেকৈ নিশিকালে। সেইকাৰণে আজি একচুৱেলি মোৰ লগত গুৱাহাটী ইউনিভাৰ্চিটি ইকো ক্লাবৰ 4জন ব্যক্তি আছে, 4 students. আৰু মই তেওঁলোকক নুসুধো, কাৰণ we are picking up from last time. তেওঁলোকক মই অলপ ক'বলৈ দিম, কাৰণ তেওঁলোকৰ লগত থাকি আমাৰ এই গোটেই ইনিচিয়েটিভটো মই আৰম্ভ কৰিছোঁ। It was with the friendship of everybody here that we started this conversation. And it is only with their help and with their research also that I'm doing this. We are keeping this simple. I mean, there is academic depth to what we are going to discuss, and there's going to be data. But we are aiming this at people who don't have academic knowledge about rainforest, who don't know what it is. And it is simple. We didn't grow up. আমি ডাঙৰ হোৱা নাছিলো rainforest লৈ পেলাই, সেইকাৰণে আমি এক্সপেক্ট কৰা নাই যে অসমৰ সকলোৱে জানে, কিন্তু জনাটো উচিত। আৰু probably the time starts now when we can reinvent the whole process of awareness. We can try to do your thing. মই introduce কৰিব খুজিছো, I'm bringing into the frame 4 students from the university. That's Reshma. Hi, Reshma. Good evening.
Hello, Joyda.
Yeah. Can you hear? Shuniba parisane bhalke?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Eya hol Bidyut Vikas.
Hi.
Hi, good
Joyda,
evening.
hi.
Hi.
Good evening.
Barbie Smita. Good evening.
Hello, Dada. Good evening, Dada.
Yeah. And Lakshajit Das.
Hello, Joyda.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming with me. Thank you all for being part of this initiative. Thank you all for being starting the journey with me. তোমালোকে আমাক অনুপ্ৰেৰণা জগালা, আমাক মাতিলা, আমি আহিলো, and this is the way to go forward, because the future belongs to you. Future belongs to all of you, and hence আজি তোমালোকক মই সুধিবলৈ নাযাওঁ, কিন্তু আমি সেশনটো আৰম্ভ কৰোঁতে আমাৰ লগত সকলোৰে লগত অলপ টাইম ডিমাৰ্কেটেড আছে। মই তোমালোকক সুধিব বিচাৰিছো, starting with Reshma, what do you have to say? কি ক'ব বিচাৰিছা?
Sir, so recently, that newspaper piece that I paisilu, it is about the lack of environmental studies or environmental science teachers and professors. It was about 2015 February issue. The 306 teachers and professors, 306 schools and colleges of environmental studies or teachers নাই। So ইতিমধ্যে মই পোষ্ট গ্ৰেজুৱেট কৰা এনভাইৰনমেণ্টেল সায়েন্স ষ্টুডেণ্ট এজনক পাতিলো, তেওঁ 5 বছৰ আগতে গ্ৰেজুৱেট কৰিছে। So he is currently a social worker and environmentalist, and তেওঁ বহুত কেইটা ইউনিভাৰ্চিটিজ অফ নৰ্থ ইষ্টৰ লগত মিলি কেনে ষ্টুডেণ্ট কেইটা প্ৰটেষ্ট কৰি আছে। Protesting in the sense that degree level environmental studies ok major subject hisabe sikrito dibo lage. And why is it important, why environmental studies is important in our society? So teo mention korile je বিভিন্ন কিছুমান টেকনিক্যাল aware নহয় মানুহবোৰ যেনে waste management, solid waste management, renewable resources and successful tree plantation এইবোৰৰ কন্ট্ৰাক্ট আহে, কিন্তু যোনে হ্যান্ডেল কৰে সিহঁতে এইবিলাক টেকনিক্যালি aware নহয়। টেকনিক্যালি aware সিহঁতে হয় যোনে এইবিলাকত particularly ground study কৰি আহিছে। তো they have been protesting যে এইবিলাক সেক্টৰত সিহঁতক এটা স্পেশাল পজিশন দিব লাগে, be it in block sector or district sector or gram panchayat sector, এটা environmentalist officer হিসাবে এটা slot থাকিব লাগে, because it is very important. People has been taking it very merely since the time of school days. We can obviously relate আমাৰ weekot এটাহে subject এটাহে session থাকিছিলে environmental studies ৰ। And
I think that is
further
the
কথা
কৈ লোৱা please continue.
Yes, কথাটো হেনেকে ওলাল because I asked them, সিহঁতে যেনেকে আমি মাস্টাৰ্স কৰিলে সোধা যায় তোমালোকৰ পোষ্ট এনেকুৱা পিছলৈকে ওলাই, সিহঁতক কয় যে তোমালোকৰ কাৰণে এনজিঅ'ছ আছে, প্ৰাইভেট সেকশনছ কিছুমান আছে, বাট একচুয়ালি ব্ৰডাৰ সিনাৰিঅত বহুত পোষ্ট আছে যোনটোত চাগে সিহঁতক ইনভলভ কৰিলে we can have a brighter future. Solid waste management এতিয়া সলিউশন ওলাই কাৰণ পারফেক্ট পারসনক হেনেকক এসাইন কৰা নাযায়। Still there is problem in city, because they are assigned to some wrong persons and not grounded people.
I think from what I understand, subjects like this and আমি তো ইম্পৰ্টেন্স দিয়াই নাই, আৰু পঢ়োৱাৰ পিছত মানুহে পঢ়াৰ পিছত যোনটো ডিউ এলোকেশন হ'ব লাগে সেইটো আমি ভাবাই নাই। মানে I think it's a basic neglect of the whole subject by itself. So I think এইখিনি লৈ actually students কোনটো ভাবে মই মানে তাকে আজি এইখিনি কৰাৰ কাৰণে ভাবি আছো, ষ্টুডেন্টছৰ ফালৰ পৰা গোটেই পাৰ্সপেক্টিভটো লৈ আমি এটা বেলেগ সেশন কৰিবই লাগিব। It's so much, there's so much to understand from that point of view, but thank you Reshma for bringing this to our notice. We will have to continue with this, and I promise you, I think just with students I think we'll have to do one session, probably the next session, but at a midway at a session korbo lagibo where students come in, ketia manhe gom pabo environmental studies aru tar into future juntu hoi ase with studies and and with the study tar ki hoise, what is happening to whatever we are studying and whatever we are studying with. So I come to Lakho ki koba?
আচ্ছা, মই সৰু এটা উদাহৰণ বুলি ক'বলৈ গৈছো যে যোনটো আপোনাৰ হৈ গৈছে কেৰালাত এটা সংঘটিত ঘটনা, যে গৰ্ভৱতী হাতীজনীক এজন মানুহে আপোনাৰ আতচবাদীৰ সৈতে ফল মূলৰ সৈতে খুৱাই যিজন গৰ্ভৱতী হাতীক হত্যা কৰিলে, সেইটো খুবেই আমি লজ্জিত, মানৱ জাতি হিচাপে আমি লজ্জিত আজি। এয়া অকল আমি এনভাইৰনমেন্ট আৰু ফৰেষ্ট ডিপাৰ্টমেণ্টক দুখ দিব নাযাওঁ। বৰ্তমান সময়ত যি সংঘটিত হৈ আহিছে আপোনাৰ মানুহ আৰু বন্যপ্ৰাণীৰ সংঘাতে হওক, বনাঞ্চল ধ্বংস, পৰিৱেশৰ লগত বিনষ্টকাৰী কাৰ্যকলাপ, এইবোৰ কাৰ্যকলাপ সংঘটিতৰ প্ৰধান কাৰণটোৱে হৈছে যে মানুহৰ জ্ঞানৰ তথা যি পৰিৱেশৰ লগত জড়িত জ্ঞানৰ প্ৰয়োজন সেইখিনি অভাৱ। গতিকে আমাৰ প্ৰধান কাম এইটোৱে হ'ব যে বৰ্তমান সময়ত যে আমি এই পৰিৱেশৰ লগত জড়িত প্ৰাকৃতিক ঘটনাৰ লগত জড়িত জ্ঞানবোৰ আমি আহৰণ কৰাটো, সেয়া আমি সেই সৰু বা প্ৰাইমেৰী লেভেলৰ পৰা আমি শিকি অহাটো যথেষ্টখিনি প্ৰয়োজনীয় বৰ্তমান সময়ত। এইখিনি ক্ষেত্ৰত আমি আমাৰ শিক্ষা খণ্ডক যথেষ্টখিনি গুৰুত্ব দিয়া উচিত, যে শিক্ষা খণ্ডই এই ক্ষেত্ৰত গুৰুত্বপূৰ্ণ ভূমিকা লোৱাটো উচিত। আৰু মই এটা সৰু উদাহৰণ বুলি ক'বলৈ যাওঁ যে গুৱাহাটী বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়, মই যিহেতু গুৱাহাটী বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ত অধ্যয়ন কৰি আছো, গতিকে গুৱাহাটী বিশ্ববিদ্যালয়ৰ ক্ষেত্ৰতে আমাৰ যি ইভিএছ ডিপাৰ্টমেণ্ট আছে তাত মাত্ৰ 3জন প্ৰফেচৰ আছে, মাত্ৰ 3জন। আৰু তেওঁৰ HODৰ লগত কথা পাতিছো আৰু তেওঁ কোৱা মতে বৰ্তমান যি গোটেই অসমত তেওঁ মেজৰ সাবজেক্ট হিচাপে তেওঁ আমাৰ HOD এজনে এটা বিচাৰি আছিল যে অসমৰ বাকীবোৰ কলেজে এটা মেজৰ সাবজেক্ট হিচাপে লওক, প্ৰমোট কৰক ইভিএছ সাবজেক্টটো। কিন্তু বহুতখিনি কলেজ, বৰ্তমান বহুতখিনি 90% অসমৰ কলেজত ইভিএছ সাবজেক্টটো এজ এ মেজৰ হিচাপে নাই। আৰু বাকী ক'বলৈ গ'লে যে কি তাত আমাৰ কলেজ বিলাকতো যোনবিলাক আমি হাই ছেকেণ্ডেৰী লেভেল হওক বা ডিগ্ৰী লেভেলত আমি ইভিএছ পঢ়ি আহিছো, তাতো আপোনাৰ কোনো ধৰণৰ স্থায়ী শিক্ষকৰ প্ৰয়োজনীয়তাত পঢ়োৱা হোৱা নাই। সেইবোৰ মানে আপোনাৰ বটানী ডিপাৰ্টমেণ্ট হওক, ৱাইল্ড লাইফ বা যেনেকৈ ডিপাৰ্টমেণ্টৰ সাবজেক্ট টিচাৰে আমাক সেইখিনি শিক্ষা দি আহিছে, হয়তো তেওঁলোক সেইটো বিভাগত নিশ্চয়কৈ পাৰ্গত হলেও। গতিকে সেইটো আমাৰ প্ৰথম অসুবিধা, আৰু বৰ্তমান সময়ত মানে পৰিৱেশৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত আমাৰ শিক্ষাৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত এইটো আমাৰ প্ৰয়োজনীয়তা বুলি ভাবো এইটো সময়ত।
স্পেশালাইজড টিচাৰ্ছৰ অভাৱ ফিল কৰিছা নেকি তোমালোকে?
নিশ্চয়কৈ।
এইটো ডাঙৰ কথা আমি এইটো মানে এইটো বেলেগকে পাতিব লাগিব we
হয়
have
হয়
to
Yeah,
we
sir,
have to
adding to him, মানে এটা কথা মানে student জনে ক'লে like
Yeah.
দুটা বা তিনিটা professors আছে and only 2 are permanent, বাকি contractual বুলিও তেনেকুৱাকে নাই, and for that 300 above applicants থাকে, but due to the lack of professors only 12 students লয়. So বস্তুক এতিয়া priority দিয়া হোৱা নাই, যদিও 2003 এটোক sanction কৰিছিল যে compulsory subject হয়, but still people take it as granted.
Wow,
আৰু
that's
আপোনাৰ ইউজিচি গাইডলাইনৰ মতে গ'লেও আমাৰ সাবজেক্টবোৰত আপোনাৰ গ্ৰেড চিষ্টেম আপোনাৰ কোনো মাৰ্কস বেচিছৰ নহয় যে আপোনাৰ হাই সেকেন্ডাৰী ফাৰ্স্ট ইয়াৰতে আমি পঢ়ি আহিছো বা ডিগ্ৰীতে পঢ়ি আহিছো তাত মাত্ৰ পাছ কৰিবৰ কাৰণে গ্ৰেড চিষ্টেম দি পাছ কৰাই লৈ যোৱা হয় সেই সাবজেক্টৰ পৰা গতিকে সেইটো ক্ষেত্ৰত ষ্টুডেন্টখিনি নিজে জড়িত হ'বগৈ নোৱাৰে যে এই বিভাগটোৱে কিখিনি দিয়ে কিখিনি শিক্ষা প্ৰদান কৰি আহিছে বা প্ৰদান কৰিব বিচাৰে সেইটো এটা
okay actually এইটো ডাঙৰ কথা তাৰ মানে I don't know what to say কিন্তু I think a discussion to about the lack of teachers and teaching staff or I think lack যোনটো কমতি আছে I think that really needs to be addressed in a way in the right way I think সেইখিনি as তোমালোক as students and আমি as facilitators I think we really need to take this particular conversation really ahead মানে ষ্টুডেন্টছৰ ফালৰ পৰা আচলতে আমাৰ হয় অলপ সময় কমতি হয় কাৰণে আমাৰ সোনকালে কৰা হয় কিন্তু ষ্টুডেন্টছৰ ফালৰ পৰা যোনটো পাৰ্সপেক্টিভ I think it merits a completely different discussion there are so many things to talk about আৰু তোমালোকে সিস্টেমটো কেনেকৈ হৈ আহিছে তোমালোকে দেখি আহিছে আমি অকল আমি বনাঞ্চলৰ কথা পাতিলে নহব আমি অকল ফৰেষ্টৰ কথা পাতিলে নহব কিন্তু যোনটো সিস্টেম হৈ আহিছে মানুহ যোনখিনি উঠি আহিছে সেই মানুহখিনি সিস্টেমটো কাৰেক্ট আছে নাই for them to understand what is for I think before the next session I think we really need to have a very strong one for this around the student community Lakhojit I think I'll come back to you yes sir hi Bhardushmita what do you have for us
hello dada মই ভাবো যে এনভাইৰনমেন্টাল ষ্টাডিজ যেতিয়া আমি ইন্ট্ৰডিউস কৰিবলগীয়া হৈছে that itself is a threat আমি এনভাইৰনমেন্টাল ষ্টাডিজ পঢ়িবলগীয়া হৈছে যেতিয়া আমি এনভাইৰনমেন্টটো মানে ডিগ্ৰেড বহুতখিনি কৰি দিছো আৰু ইণ্ডিয়াত অলৰেডি মানে 2004 ত ইন্ট্ৰডিউস কৰা হৈছে বাকি গ্লোবালি ফাৰ্স্ট ইন্ট্ৰডিউস কৰা হৈছে 1965 ত
okay
so আমি অলৰেডি লেট হৈছো it's I don't know what maybe the reason might be আমি এনভাইৰনমেন্টটো কমকে ডিগ্ৰেড কৰিছো বুলি ভাবিছে নে হেতু ইমান এৱেৰ নাছিলে so ইন্ট্ৰডিউস কৰাৰ পিছতো সেবা ইউজিছে কি কৈছে দাদা
তুমি কি ভাবা
it's a lack of concern কাৰণ এতিয়া দিহিং পাটকাই যেটো মাইনিং হৈ আছে হেতুটো এটা ডাঙৰ টপিক হয় আমাৰ হেলথ ইস্যুজ হয় biodiversity loss হৈছে এটো বহুত আগৰ পৰা হৈ আছে not from 2004 হেতু আমাৰ অলৰেডি লস হৈছে আৰু কলেজ আৰু স্কুল বিলাকত যেতিয়া ইন্ট্ৰডিউস কৰিছে সেবাত ইন্ট্ৰডিউস কৰিছে মই জনা CBSE প্ৰতিটো ক্লাছত নাই তাৰ পিছতো ইমান ক্যাজুয়ালি লব নালাগে বস্তু আৰু it should be more like science আৰু practical বস্তুবিলাক হ'ব লাগে sustainable development অকল কি পঢ়িলে নহব আমি কিবা এটা practicallyও কৰিব লাগে আৰু 304 যোন কিখন কলেজ আছে তাত টিচাৰ নাই প্ৰফেসৰ নাই বুলি কৈছে যদি তাত থাকিলে হয় তেতিয়া হয়তো সাস্টেইনেবল ডেভেলপমেন্ট বা ওয়েস্টেজ প্ৰগ্ৰাম হেবিলাকত প্ৰ্যাকটিক্যালি কিবা কৰা হেতেন আজি সাগে আমি কিবা এটা আৰু ভাল ৰিজাল্ট পালো হয় we should not take that casually I think so
আৰু তোমাৰ মতে এটা অলপ ক্যাজুয়ালি হৈ গৈছে না বস্তুটো
casually হৈ গৈ আছে কাৰণ আমি যেতিয়া কলেজত পঢ়িছিলো তেতিয়া কোনোবা এজন টিচাৰ কেতিয়াবা কৰে ক্লাছ বা ষ্টুডেন্টস আমি মানে ক্লাছটো বহুত ক্যাজুয়ালি লোৱা হৈছিল আৰু যেহেতু গ্ৰেড সিস্টেম কৰে
ওকে
অ্যাটেন্ডেন্সটো দি গুছি যায় কিছুমানৰ তেনেকুৱা হয় ষ্ট্ৰিক্ট হৈ থকা নাই আৰু মানে হেতু ইম্পৰ্টেন্সটো বুজা নাই সাগে সবে আৰু মই ভাবো যে ইম্পৰ্টেন্স বুজাৰ আগতে সাবজেক্টটো ইন্ট্ৰডিউস হৈছে যেতিয়া আমাৰ মানে ৰুটটোৱে থ্ৰেটত আহি গৈছে এনভায়ৰনমেন্ট নেচাৰ ডিগ্ৰেড কৰিছে
ইম্পৰ্টেন্সটো আহিবই লাগিব
হয় আৰু আমাৰ দেৰিকে ইম্পৰ্টেন্স দিয়া হৈছে we are already late
okay thank you Barbie Vidyut what do you have to say
hi
can you guys hear me শুনিব পাৰিছানে তোমালোকে মোক শুনিব পাৰিছানে Vidyut I think Vidyutor to hang হৈছে okay মই Vidyutor উলিয়াইছো এটো কোন হেৰিৰ okay I think মই আজি ফিল কৰিছো একচুৱেলি যোনটো 10 minutes assessment হয় এইটো অলপ কমটি হৈ যায় আৰু লক্ষ্য বাৰ্বি ৰেশমা and বিদ্যুৎ I think this conference I apologize গোটেইখিনি ফুটবল একেলগে টান হয় কেতিয়াবা but I apologize for the shortness of time but I think around the weekend we should have one session devoted to just students World Environment Day যেতিয়া আহিব না তাৰ পিছে পিছে আমি এটা কৰিম একেলগে that will just be you guys Guwahati University Eco Club আৰু Tezpur University আমি biodiverse লৈ লম it will be just a conversation from the point of view of students কিন্তু এটা কথা হল আজি at least এখন সভাত তোমালোকৰ কথা শুনিলে মানে we'll come back to that so বিদ্যুৎ তুমি আছা any last words
হয়
তুমি কিবা ক'ব খুজিছা শুনিছো কোৱা
হয় মই এটা কথা ক'ব বিচাৰিছো মানে আমি যেটো এনভাইৰনমেন্টাল ষ্টাডিজৰ যেটো মানে ইম্পৰ্টেন্স সেইটো আমি যদি আমি প্ৰাইমাৰী লেভেলতে দি দিও মানে এটা যিবিলাক প্ৰি স্কুল থাকে জি ধৰণৰ বা অংগনবাদী এনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ প্ৰি স্কুল হয় কাৰণ শিশুৰ মনটো এটা হেৰি থাকে কয় মানে কেঁচা বাঁহ এডাল বেকা কৰিব পাৰি গতিকে তেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ আমি যদি শিশু সেই মানসিকতাতে যদি আমি এনভাইৰনমেন্টাল ষ্টাডিজৰ ইম্পৰ্টেন্সটো যদি আমি সোমোৱাই দিওঁ তেতিয়াহ'লে এইটো এটা মানে বিশেষ হেৰি হ'ব তেতিয়া তেওঁলোকে যেতিয়ালৈকে ডাঙৰ হ'ব তেতিয়ালৈকে তেওঁ বেছিকে বুজি পাব যে আচ্ছা বস্তুটো মানে এনভাইৰনমেন্টাল যে ইম্পৰ্টেন্ট হয়
আসলতে বিদ্যুৎ কথাটো কি আমি পাৰ্সোনালি কথাটো পাতোতে আমি গম পাইছো যে আমাৰ যেহেতু সৰু কালৰ পৰা স্কুলত এইবোৰ কথা শিকোৱা নাই দ্যাট ইজ দ্য বিগেষ্ট প্ৰবলেম
সেইটো হয়
হয়
আমাৰ যেহেতু এইবোৰ প্ৰাইমাৰী এডুকেশ্যন আৰু প্ৰাইমাৰী কি আমাৰ সিনিয়ৰ এডুকেশ্যনটো নাই তাৰমানে ইন টাৰ্মছ অফ সিনিয়ৰ স্কুল 11 12 তো শিকা নাই আমি আফ্ৰিকাৰ কথা পঢ়ো তেতিয়া টপিক অফ ক্যান্সাৰ পঢ়ো সব পঢ়ো ইকুৱেটৰিয়েল ফৰেষ্ট কেনেকৈ হয় কিন্তু ৰেইন ফৰেষ্ট যে আমাৰ ঘৰৰ পিছফালে আছে সেই বস্তুটো নাছিলে we'll have to relook at education মই কোনোবাই ভুল কৰিছে বুলিও নকওঁ কাৰণ সকলোৰে কথাটো বেলেগ ধৰণৰ হয় আজি এডুকেশ্যন আমাৰ যোনটো সিলেবাস এটো কেনে সময়ত কেনেকৈ বনাইছিলে মই নাজানো কিন্তু I think it's time that we talk back and we figure out what changes can be done আৰু সেই চেঞ্জেছ খিনি লগত কাৰণে আমি একাডেমিকৰ লগতো কথা পাতিব লাগিব আৰু যোনখিনি পঢ়ি আছে ল'ৰা ছোৱালী সেইখিনিৰ লগতো কথা পাতিব লাগিব আৰু সেইখিনি চেঞ্জেছ কি বিচাৰিছে আমি ষ্টুডেণ্টখিনি সুধিলেহে গম পাম মানে কেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ চেঞ্জেছ লাগে আমি দূৰৰ পৰা পাতিব নোৱাৰো কিন্তু সেইখিনি কথা তোমালোকে যেহেতু বিচাৰিছা তাৰমানে তোমালোকে সেই ইউ আৰ ফিলিং দ্য লেক অফ চাৰ্টেন থিংছ সেইকাৰণে বিচাৰিছা সেইকাৰণে কৈছা যে টিচাৰ্ছ নাই বা প্ৰাইমেৰী স্কুলৰ পৰা আৰু টিচাৰ্ছ নথকাটো কথা মই নাজানো কিন্তু প্ৰাইমেৰী স্কুলৰ পৰা যে আমাৰ এডুকেশ্যনটো নাছিলে সেইটোতো মই নিজে ক'ব পাৰো আৰু ভুক্তভোগী আমি মই সেইকাৰণে আজি এইটো ঘূৰাই নিব খুজিছো দ্য ডিছকাশ্যন তাৰে এটা কাৰণে আই ৱান্ট টু ব্ৰিং ইট বেক ইনটু দ্য পাব্লিক ডিছকোৰ্চ
মানে আজি দেহিং পাটকাই বুলি ক'বলৈ গ'লে ডিব্ৰু চৈখোৱা আজি যিকোনো আমাৰ মানে সংকটত পৰি আছে কাৰণে আমি আজি আমাৰ যোনটো ইভিএছ বা এনভাইৰনমেন্টাল ষ্টাডিজ বিষয়টো আমাৰ প্ৰয়োজনীয়তা সেইটো বুলি নহয় বৰ্তমান ভৱিষ্যত দিনত আহি থকা প্ৰত্যেকটো সমস্যাৰ সন্মুখীন আমি যদি কৰিব বিচাৰি বা কৰিব যাওঁ গতিকে আমাক এই পৰিৱেশ বিজ্ঞান বিভাগৰ শিক্ষাটো আমাৰ যথেষ্টখিনি প্ৰয়োজন আৰু এইটো আজি পৰাই আমি স্থাপন কৰিব লাগিব যে আমাৰ আহি থকা প্ৰজন্মই সেই শিক্ষাটো লওক
আৰু এটা কথা কি লক্ষ্য আই থিংক উই শুড প্ৰমিস দ্যাট আমাৰ এনেকুৱা ডিসকাশন হৈ থাকক আমি কথাখিনি পাতো ইয়াৰ পৰা কথাখিনি যদি আগলৈ যায় আমি উই টক টু দ্য গভৰ্নমেন্ট বা যেনেকৈ নহওক বাট দেয়াৰ হেজ টু বি স্টেপছ ফ্ৰম হিয়াৰ মইতো আই এম ফেচিলিটেটিং ডিসকাশন কিন্তু ইয়াৰ পৰা এটা আউটকাম হ'ব সেই আউটকামটো আমি চাব লাগিব কেনেকৈ কৰিব লাগিব এতিয়া ইয়াত কোনোবাই লিখিছে লিশ ৰে লিখিছে awareness is needed from the grassroots level to the topmost heads of the country along with strict punishable law and its strict application beautiful পৰাশৰ কলিতাই লিখিছে পৰিৱেশ অধ্যয়ন আছে কিন্তু আছে গৰু নাবাই হাল থকাতকৈ নথকাই ভাল Deepesh Chetri লিখিছে we are never encouraged to work for nature the point is are we courageous enough to work for the nature and particulars after education despite running after government jobs this is all hanking back to awareness
মানে আমি লিটাৰেট হৈছো কিন্তু আমি মানে এডুকেটেড হোৱা নাই সেইটো এটা চাব লাগিব আমি পঢ়া শুনা কৰিছো
Biddut, I think a বস্তুখিনি তোমালোকে ৰেডি কৰা I think we should have a session on Sunday সকলো মানুহ ফ্ৰী থাকিব তোমালোকৰ we should do one with the students only on Sunday আমাৰ environment day আমি কথা পাতিম but one student for the students by the students you know about what আৰু এই তোমালোকৰ কথাখিনি আমি completely তোমাৰ লগত অলপমান ডিসকাস কৰিব পাৰিম আৰু মই আগলৈ কথা পাতিবলৈ মোক সুবিধা হ'ব আমি further in these discussions yeah so with that I will take your leave thank you everybody আমাৰ সময়ৰ কমতি কেনে মানুহ আছে আৰু thank you so much for being with me and being with us yeah
Thank you, sir.
thank you Lakho thank you Reshma and thank you Bidut thank you Barbie
Thank you.
okay 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 ladies and gentlemen I have Afrida with me right now good evening Afrida can you hear me
Joy, I'm not able to hear you. My audio to poa nai.
oh wow
I'm not getting your audio right now.
why don't you switch in and switch out switch
Are
in
you
and switch
hearing
out
me?
I can hear you
You can hear me, but unfortunately,
yeah.
I'm not getting your audio. So should I try to reconnect to you?
yes yes
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm leaving.
just a second let me just tell Afrida of what to do just a second okay with me right now ladies and gentlemen is Deborshi hello Deborshi good evening good evening good to see you here and thank you for coming you know এতিয়া আমাৰ লগত জিউ ইকো ক্লাবৰ ষ্টুডেণ্টছ খিনি আছিল so আৰু Afridaও আহিব let me just see if Afrida is around she's here
Yeah.
yeah Afrida can you
Yes,
hear me
yes, yes. Yeah, now I can hear you. I can hear you.
I think you were getting another call etu hole audio
No,
to
no,
naikya
no,
hoy
no,
jay
no. I'm not even. No, that's not possible. But anyway, that's
Yeah,
all right.
okay. So,
Okay.
so ladies and gentlemen, everybody here who's watching this, that is Afrida. Afrida and I, she was my junior in school, and Afrida was at Times Now, right? Yeah, Mirror Now, and she's the most amazing. I think one of the bright sparks from Assam that a lot of us can
Thank
look
you
up
so
to,
much.
and
So
a lot
sweet
of
of you, so
inspiration.
kind of you.
A lot of inspiration too. আমাৰ যেনেকৈ এসময়ত বহুত ছোৱালীয়ে বৰখাদত হ'ম বুলি বিচাৰিছিলে কৈছিলে I think lot of অসমীয়া বহুত ছোৱালীয়ে ক'ব যে মই আফ্ৰিদা হ'ম and we've been meaning to do and meaningful discussions like this for a long time. I'm only rushing along today because there is a lack of time and paucity. I'm speeding this up. Can the discussion be quick and be good? So Afrida, we have with us Deborshi.
Yes.
So Deborshi is a man of many things. Deborshi is an artist. He has illustrations around wildlife, cartooning as a political cartoonist. He has illustrations on wildlife. He has a website. He is a teacher on commerce. But most importantly, Deborshi is in ground zero. Deborshi comes from the ground zero. Deborshi Digboit থাকে around Dihing Patkai. আৰু বহুত বছৰৰ পৰা বহুত সময়ৰ পৰা এই গোটেই বস্তুটোৰ লগত Deborshi is intrinsically linked to Deborshi. I think but somebody from ground zero আজি প্ৰথমবাৰ তুমি আহিছা. So we'll do away with all other formalities. Please tell us what is Dihing Patkai and what's a rainforest?
Okay. Joyda, let me first thank you for your initiative to sensitize the people regarding Dihing Patkai. Jodi abto hohojot ami kobole jao what is Dihing Patkai, then Dihing Patkai is a rainforest. Jodi ami aru on specific hom tahle we can say that Dihing Patkai is the last remaining patch of tropical lowland rainforest of Assam. It is much more than just a rainforest. Dihing Patkai is home to hundreds and thousands of plant species. It is home to hundreds of bird species. It is home to hundreds of butterfly species. It is home to more than 50 species of mammals, a good number of reptilian and amphibian species, and a number of flowering plant species, including 101 species of orchids. Actually, I would like to say that Dihing Patkai is actually the pride of Assam. Not only pride of Assam, but pride of India. The tragic part is that when we talk about forest, আমি যদি অকল জংঘল বুলি কওঁ তেতিয়াহ'লে আমি অসমখনত কি হয় we are confined to only কাজিৰঙা আমি অকল কাজিৰঙা জংঘল বুলি ক'লে আমি কাজিৰঙা বুলি জানো আৰু when we talk about animals then there are only 3 animals: rhino, elephant and tiger. and all our policies, all our campaigns, all our branding, all our promotions are confined to these three species. But we are ignorant about the other lesser known species. We are actually fighting for their survival. It's our tragedy. আৰু কি হৈছে আমি অসমৰ মানুহবোৰে আমি মৌৰা চৰাই কথা কওঁ মৌৰা চৰাইটো অকল অসমৰ মানাসলৈকেহে পোৱা যায় এইফালে আমি নাপাওঁ কিন্তু we don't talk about white-winged duck we don't talk মানে আমি আমাৰ যোনটো ৰাজ্যিক পক্ষী দেওহাঁহ which is an endangered species we don't talk about white-winged duck. We talk about chimpanzees, we talk about gorillas, but we don't talk about hollow gibbons. We talk about eucalyptus, we talk about sandan gosor kotha patno kintu ami hulung gosor kotha nepatu.
Exactly.
Aru ki hoise ami Amazon rainforest er kotha patu kintu ami dihing patkai kotha nepatu. Hetu hoise amar tragedy.
What a crying shame. What a crying shame, Deborshik.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, soft loy pala we are aware about everything, but we are ignorant about our own local resources.
Yeah.
And that is the tragedy. Aru eta kotha ki hoise, apuni jodi sai right now Dihing Patkai is in the news. Aru kihor karone ase because of mining. Aru ei mining to we have to accept that for the last 135 years mining is going on in Dihing Patkai. Karon 1964 sonot jetia Britishers they discovered that there is around 18 million tons of coal beneath Dihing Patkai tetia pra mining hoy ase kintu ei kotha to jetia ami kau tetia amar beshi duk lage duk kele lage karon ei 135 বছরে আমি Dihing Patkai ko we have looted Dihing Patkai আমি অকল কি কৰিলো তাৰ পৰা আমি মিনাৰেল মানে in the form of coal in the form of oil in the form of timber in the form of e-gardens we have exploited Dihing Patkai. But we have never thought about protecting that forest. এই Dihing Patkai ইমান খিনি 135 বছৰ এক্সপ্লইটেশন হোৱাৰ পাছতো কিন্তু আজি থিয় হৈ আছে আৰু এই ফাইটটো হে কাৰণে আমাৰ এই ফাইটটো আমি লিগেলত কি আমি কৈছো দিস ইজ মৰেল এণ্ড এথিক্যাল ফাইট মেইন কথা হেতু প্ৰথম কথা আৰু দুই নম্বৰ কথাটো মই কৈছো যে আমি বহুত মানুহে কৈ আছে যে mining is not taking place inside Dihing Patkai wildlife sanctuary. This is 100% true that the mining is not taking place inside Dihing Patkai wildlife sanctuary. Kele hona ami jano because Dihing Patkai wildlife sanctuaries and national park junbur ase. A national park or wildlife sanctuary protected area bitorat pore. Joida jane sage etu kotha apni.
Hoy.
Aru bahut manuhe hetu kotha jane. কিন্তু কথাটো হৈছে এতিয়া এই হলো বান্দৰ কেটা এই হাতী কেটা এই ধনেশ চৰাই কেটা এই ৰজা ফেটি চকৰি ফেটি আপুনি যোন কেটা আমাৰ বনৰো আছে হিহতি এই কথাটো জানে নাই কোৱেশ্চন ইজ দ্যাট যে এই যোন কেটা জীৱ জন্তু গছ গছনি আমাৰ Dihing Patkai ওয়াইল্ডলাইফ সেঞ্চুৰীৰ বাহিৰত থাকে হিহতি ৰিয়েলাইজ কৰিছে নাই যে উই আৰ ইন এ প্লেস which is not protected. এতিয়া এটা হেতু কথা এতিয়া বহুত মানুহ যোনখিনি মানুহে কৈ আছে যে ওয়াইল্ডলাইফ সেঞ্চুৰীখন প্ৰটেক্টেড হৈ আছে এতিয়া আমি প্ৰথম কথা চৰাই চিৰিকটি এই গছ গছনি জীৱ জন্তুখিনি বুজাব পাৰিম নাই যে তোমালোক যোন টুকুৰা জেগাত আছে ইট ইজ নট প্ৰটেক্টেড ইউ কাম টু চৰাইপুং ইউ কাম টু জয়পুৰ ইউ কাম টু ডিৰাক বিকজ দিজ আৰ দ্য প্ৰটেক্টেড এৰিয়াজ
So মই এটা কথা সুধো দেৱশ্ৰী মানে আমাৰ যিবিলাক পলিসি মেকাৰ্স আছে আপোনাৰ কথাৰ পৰা শুনি এনেকুৱা লাগিছে মোৰ যে they are far removed from the ground realities যে আপনি Dihing Patkai মানুহ আপনি তাৰে লগত জড়িত আপনি জিতু ধৰণে তাৰ চৰাই চিৰিকটি या জীৱ-জন্তুৰ কথাখিনি আপনি বুজিছে as a native কোনোবা দিল্লীত বহি আছে বা সেক্ৰেটাৰিয়েটত বহি আছে যি আমাৰ কাৰণে পলিচিখিনি বনাইছে তেওঁলোকে ষ্টেক হোল্ডাৰ্স কনসাল্ট কৰে নে নকৰে আপোনালোকৰ লোকাল মানুহখিনিৰ অপিনিয়ন লয় নে নলয় আপুনি এতিয়া ক'লে এই প্ৰটেক্টেড আনপ্ৰটেক্টেড টাৰ্মিনলজি জাৰ্গন এইবিলাক ইমানখিনি আছে কাগজে পত্ৰয়ে কিন্তু চৰাই চিৰিকটি জন্তুৱে সেইখিনি বুজি পায় গতিকে আপুনি কোৱা কথাটো মই ধৰিব পাৰিছো কিন্তু আপোনাৰ এইখিনি কথা কোৱাৰ সুযোগ এতিয়া জয় বৰুৱা আজি আপোনাক এটো প্ল্যাটফৰ্ম দিছে আমি বিচাৰো যে এইখিনি বস্তু আপোনালোকৰ নিচিনা ভয়েস যি নেটিভ মানুহখিনি ভয়েসটো উপৰলৈকে যেতে যায় that is the effort I think the Joy is making for which I have huge admiration that you're making this effort এই কিমান সৰু কথা এটা আপুনি ইমান সুন্দৰকে ক'লে কথাটো যে protected unprotected এই চৰাইটোৱে চৰাই চিৰিকটি কেনেকে জানিব ক'ত লাইনটো শেষ হৈছে ক'ত বাউণ্ডাৰী শেষ হৈছে এনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ আৰু কিছুমান পইণ্টছ আই এম শিয়ৰ যিটো আপোনাৰ চকুত আছে আপোনাৰ চকুত পৰিছে যিটো আপোনাৰ দেখি আছে যে পলিচিয়ে আমাক নোৱাৰে এই বস্তুটো ৰক্ষা কৰিবলৈ বা অনলি অন পেপাৰ উই কেনট কি কৰিব লাগিব আৰু কি ধৰণৰ আপুনি মানে বিচাৰে যে ভিজিলেন্স হ'ব লাগে নে মানুহখিনি পাৰ্টিচিপেশ্যন লাগে ইন টাৰ্মছ অফ সলিউশ্যন কেনেকুৱা ধৰণৰ সমাধান আপুনি বিচাৰে দিহিং পাটকাইৰ কাৰণে
ওকে মই এতিয়া যোনটো কৈছো যে দিহিং পাটকাই যোনখন ওয়াইল্ড লাইফ সেঞ্চুৰী ডিক্লেয়াৰ কৰা হ'ল ইট ইজ অনলি 111.19 স্কয়াৰ কিলোমিটাৰ ঠিক আছে আৰু যেতিয়া ব্ৰিটিছাৰ্ছ আহিছিলে when britishers came the area of the forest was around 5000 square kilometer এতিয়া যখন আমাৰ elephant reserve বুলি notified কৰা হৈছে দিহিং পাটকাই elephant reserve the area is around 937 square kilometer এই 937 স্কয়াৰ কিলোমিটাৰ ভিতৰত আমাক অকল 111.19 স্কয়াৰ কিলোমিটাৰ ওয়াইল্ড লাইফ সেঞ্চুৰী বুলি কোৱা হৈছে and when we use that terminology that wildlife sanctuary only that portion of the forest is protected the rest jonto ase it is not protected itia bostu to eneka dhoroner ei mane ami itia gom pai asu je ei apuni ei area to jao ekhini apuni protected aru ekhini kintu protected noy kitu kobole gole the entire area is a contiguous forest ekekhone jongol আমি মানুহে তাত কমাৰ্শিয়াল এক্টিভিটি স্টাৰ্ট কৰি আমি তাত ভাগ কৰি দিলো এতিয়া সেই বস্তুটো চৰাই চিৰিকটিটো বুজি নাপায় সেই কাৰণে কি কৈছো আমি the solution can be যে the entire elephant reserve should be promoted to wildlife sanctuary or national park so that it falls under the ambit of protected area হেতু আসলতে আমি বিচাৰো যে গোটেই যদি এৰিয়াটো protected area ভিতৰত পৰি যায় তেনেহলে এই চৰাই চিৰিকটিবোৰৰ অলপ হলেও যোনটো threat to come. That is that can be one of the solution for protecting this entire ecosystem. কারণ আমি জানো যেটো আমাৰ tropical lowland rainforest হেতু হৈছে পৃথিৱীৰ আটাইতকৈ oldest living ecosystem. এতিয়া আমাৰ যোনখন দিহিং পাটকাইখন আছে it is part of the Indo-Burma hotspot. আৰু এই দিহিং পাটকাই যোনটো Indo-Burma hotspot তো এটো আজি ক্ৰিয়েট কৰা বস্তু নহয় এটো এটা গ্ৰেজুৱেল প্ৰসেছত হৈছে for it took millions of years thousands of years আজি এই অৱস্থাটো আৰু আমি অকল 150-200 বছৰত আমি জংগলখন খতম কৰিব নোৱাৰো আৰু যিমান কোটি টকা আমি ইনভেষ্ট কৰো 43 কৰৰ বাদ দিয়া মই কৈছো 20 লাখ কোটি টকাও যদি আমি ইনভেষ্ট কৰো we cannot create another digging pattern
এইটোৱে কথা আমি হয়তো বুজি পাব পৰা নাই যে এই বস্তুটো ইনভ্যালুয়েবল যেটো কয় যে টকাৰে কিনিব নোৱাৰা বস্তু এটা যেটো আমাৰ we are blessed joy I think you also agree with that we have something which you cannot even buy with all the money in the world
মানে এটো ফৰেষ্ট বুলি কৈ পলে এটো মানে I think we put the word very simple rainforest is a miracle এটো that's the natural wonder এটো মানে ফৰেষ্ট বুলি কলে we have oversimplified a beautiful thing you know eto mane that's the simplification of language eto eta beleg eta discussion how language is simplified no eta mane so anyway I think Deborshi thank you very much for coming aro just to let you know tamane amar we are just going very fast parne heri hoise moi aro detail le jabo lagibo but I just want to create this traction we are seeing you next day after on Friday I think I'm setting this up with the Sentinel so that we reach a whole different audience. So
thank you more I benefited from your views hikibo parilu bahut khini bostu dihing pakai bikhoye thank you so much
and Deborshi will be part of us on future conversations so that is very important because he is the man from ground zero so amar bahut research ar kotha it is actually Deborshi who is going to guide this conversation we are facilitators you know but Deborshi thank you so much and it's a pure honor talking to you man. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So, amar logot moi Ashalata Devi kane roisu. Ashalata Devi is professor at Tezpur University. But you know, it was amazing. You know, it take heriye koise. Kashmira Kakoti. I don't know if you know. The Kashmira Kakoti was. She had you know. Discovered 7 species of very different jungle cats. Discovered, huh?
Okay.
7 species of jungle cats. Species, you know, where this is going.
Yeah.
And in Jaipur rainforest, the Usar Khonote. So, you know, তাত এতিয়া কথাটো কি হৈছে আমাৰ এনেকুৱা নতুন স্পিচিছ ওলাইছে বাট দ্যাট ইজ হোৱাট ৰেইন ফৰেষ্ট ইজ ইট হেজ ডিফাৰেণ্ট স্পিচিছ ইট হেজ ডিফাৰেণ্ট থিংছ so that is why the rainforest
so
is
that
such a different
chain jitu chain eta ecosystem eta chole joy he bostu to bujar sensitivity to bahut kom manhor ase je huru eta porua eta worm eta bird how it is part of the whole
Afrida, we'll
cannot
understand when we
exist
know.
in isolation
We'll only
Yes.
we'll only understand when we are aware, right? We don't even know. People don't even know that there's a rainforest in our backyard.
Yeah.
So that's the problem with things. Let me see if Asha is here. I think Asha
And
is
while
still
she connects, I will share an experience with you.
Please do.
Just to give people an understanding. Rainforest to what you're underlining time and again. Je manhe buji paisen na etu ki bostu hoy ba etu eta miracle or moi mane those of us who travel abroad ami bahute sare anubhav korisu je bahirot bidekhot natural bostu kisuman he experience to karone recreate kora hoy. ঠিক তেনেকে আমেৰিকাত মই দেখিছো ডিজনীল্যান্ড যিবোৰ মানুহ যায় হাজাৰ হাজাৰ লাখে লাখে দুনিয়াৰ পৰা মানুহ আহে তাত তেওঁলোকে এটা ফেক এটা ৰেইন ফৰেষ্ট এক্সপেৰিয়েন্স ক্ৰিয়েট কৰিছে মানুহৰ কাৰণে মানে it's a simulated thing you go there and you enter মানে it has got that kind of a value যে মানুহে in the first world people recreate these things
exactly
to give you that experience something which আমাৰ যিটো naturally আছে আৰু আমি হেতুৰ মূল্য সাকে বুজি নাপাও বাট তেওঁলোকে সাকে বাহিৰৰ পৰা কিমান ভাবে যে এনেকুৱা এটা ৰিসোৰ্স India has Assam has that they have to actually do a fake version of it for people to go there and experience it and moi nije actually joy when I went there tar pra ahi moi nije I was a little amazed je ebur bostu dekhi dekhi to ami dangore hua keteo bhaba nasilu je this has got that kind of value world over.
তাকে মানে আমি বাহিৰত যাওঁতে হেবোৰ we have taken rides in through rainforest তাৰ পৰা
হাঁহি উঠে যে এটো কি আকৌ ৰিক্ৰিয়েট আমি তো এবোৰ দেখিয়ে থাকো but then you realize that আমি সাকে তাৰ মূল্যটো হিমান বুজিব পৰা নাই and দেৱৰ্ষী কোৱা কথা এটা খুব হসা মই জানো যে এই লোকাল পপুলেশনৰ যিখিনি মানুহ আছে তেওঁলোকক এটা প্ল্যাটফৰ্ম এটা ভয়েস দিয়াৰ খুবেই দৰকাৰ or jitu etu whatever humble effort you're making for that because they are no real stakeholders I mean so be stakeholders I mean like you keep saying I mean none of us can claim that it's not our issue because anything to do with environment and ecosystem is our issue it's your issue it's my issue right
hetu amare the issue is ours hetue kotha
ours
so I'm just waiting for Dharini and to join Ashalata Devi actually Ashalata Devi Tezpurot ase I don't know where the networks are a little patchy. Amar logo Rohit Chaudhary was there. So I'll just see. I'm just switching off my camera. Afrida, just talk for a minute. I'll just get back.
Okay. Okay, sure. এই আমি কিছুমান বস্তু যেনেকে বুজিব লাগে হেতু কথাই মই কব বিচাৰো যে আমি যে অসমৰ ৰিচ বায়োডাইভাৰ্সিটিটো বুজাৰ কিমান দৰকাৰ আৰু জয়ে মোক এটা আৰ্টিকেল পঠালে I think we will have her also in the live broadcast she has written an article her name is Gauri Borua খুব ধুনিয়া তেওঁ এটা দিহিং পাটকাইৰ ওপৰত এটা পার্সপেক্টিভ দিছে আৰু তাৰে মই অকমান পঢ়িব বিচাৰিছো actually for the viewers Dihing Patkai is inhabited by a sizable population of elephants which is under threat from the mining project moreover the area is already threatened by pollution due to industries and refineries nearby the rainforest is a loving home to 293 bird species The towering holong tree, which is also the state tree of Assam, dominates the sanctuary. The Dihing Patkai forest region is the habitat of several ethnic groups indigenous to the Assamese community. So, it's not just about an elephant reserve. It's not just about being a rich biodiversity. It's not just about one community or the other, but it's about all of these things that are at stake. And মই ভাবো যে এটা people's uprising হুয়া খুবেই দৰকাৰ for issues like this. Like living in Mumbai, I have seen how people have stood up for the RA colony. আমাৰ অসমীয়া মানুহখিনি বা লোকাল যিখিনি তাৰ নেটিভ মানুহ তেওঁলোকে সঁচাকৈ ওলাই আহি এই বস্তুখিনি মানুহৰ আগত ক'ব পৰা হ'ব লাগে যিটোৱেই প্লেটফৰ্ম নহওক যেনেকৈ গৌৰীয়ে আৰ্টিকেলটো লিখিলে বা আজি জয়ে এইটো webinar eta conduct korise aru ami kotha patisu this conversation is extremely important because মই ভাবো যে this narrative has to be created. সব বস্তুৰ আৰম্ভণি তেনেকেই হয়. And when enough people can come together and consolidate their opinion, Joy, I was just talking about why we are doing this and what you explained to me, why we are doing this, to come together as people.
Yes.
Because unless you build that narrative, you bring it to the public discourse, it is as if we are sleeping, as if we are dormant, right? While we are getting plundered, as Deborshi put it, that we are getting plundered. We have been plundered for years on end.
Okay, yeah, I was just adding Bharini. So she's ready. Sorry,
Okay.
just kind of thank you for holding forth, Afrida.
Thank you.
All right, I think we have
Thank you.
Bharini with us. I think we are just waiting for her.
Sure.
Great write-up, Gargi Borwa. Sanjukta Kakotiye koise, great write-up, Gargi Borwa. It was so informative. Yeah, Gargi is joining us.
I was reading from her, an excerpt from her article, since you wanted me to hold forth.
Yeah. Good. And okay, you did. Hi, Dharini.
Yes.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Your voice is kind of breaking up. I think you need to sit closer. Can you hear us, Dharini? I think you need to come in again.
Yeah, disconnect and then reconnect. That's what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was reading that article which you sent me, Joy, and I really want to applaud Gargi for this. She has put in some important perspectives for all of us, very easy to understand, and just, putting things in context for everybody. Because a lot of reportage happens, but there are very few people who can exactly sort of contextualize it in today's terms. So that's what Gargi has
I think
done.
More in my conversations with Gargi, more attaitke bhal lagile, she's got an emotional story there, which is very important.
Absolutely.
She just has that emotional bent going into amak. We need to understand this thing not only academically but emotionally.
Yes.
And she just got the right thing going. More mane iman bhal lagise. আৰু মই তাকে মই গাৰ্গীক আনি পেলাই কথা পাতিম, because গাৰ্গীয়ে কি কৰিছে, I know Priyanka Rajpal, I know Dharini লগত আমি কথা পাতিম, but we are just discussing Gargi's article right now. মোৰ এটাতকে কি ভাল লাগিছে, Gargi is not connected to this ecosystem in terms of work or but the article she wrote, that is the basis of what it is. Okay, I'm trying to add Dharini. Hi, Dharini, can you hear?
Yes, I can hear you. Thanks for adding me back.
Thank you. That's my friend Afrida with me.
Hi, Dharini. Hi.
Nice to meet everyone.
Good to see you.
Yeah. So Afrida and I went to school in the same town. So we are from the same.
Hi, nice to meet everyone.
Yeah. So for people who don't know, Dharini is with Climate Action Network International, handling public relations, but she's here on a personal note as a personal friend. So my first question to you, Dharini, would be, what's your take? Because we've just moved away from DEHING PATKAI environment into climate, because everything is interconnected, all systems, all people. Just a small point I wish to make so that people get it in perspective. I was reading a beautiful piece of writing between Tagore and Einstein, where Tagore says mass is comprised of atoms, but it's all the atoms that make up one mass. So as human beings, we make up one collective consciousness. And as everything in the ecosystem, we make up the ecosystem. An ecosystem also has climate. It has organisms, it has trees, it has everything. So trying to bring you in a personal capacity on the climate front. What are challenges you see in the terms of climate front in India, with reference to India in general and Northeast and Assam in particular? Do you see challenges?
So, 2 years ago, in 2018 October, there was a landmark report called the IPCC report on 1.5, and that was a scientific assessment of the impacts of climate change and what governments have to do to meet the threshold of staying within a safe climate zone of 1.5 degrees warming.
Yeah, you're breaking up again.
There's a little bit of disturbance.
There is. There is.
Yeah, but Joy, I think you can elaborate on that point a bit, and if Dharini can reconnect about
Actually,
how, yeah,
I was waiting
but the
for
climate.
Dharini to read it because this is her thing. This is
Yeah, yeah,
really her turf. You know, I'm just waiting for that kind of
her
camera. I
turf.
will
Yeah.
know when it moves. You know, so
Mhm.
correct. You know, Dharini, in her own sense, she's worked with amazing people around the globe. You know, and been part of the whole. I insist on different people coming in from different walks because we have to understand that DEHING PATKAI or rainforest, they don't exist in isolation. They are part of a bigger system of things, and hence it's important to bring in people who are different players. I'm just simplifying the language so that you know the people who don't get it. আমাৰ সকলো এটা কথা বুজিব লাগিব যে climate বা rainforest বা organisms, all of this is interconnected. খালি rainforest, খালি coal mining কৰিলে rainforest থাকিব, খালি climate টো বেয়া হৈ গ'লে rainforest খিনি নাথাকিব, আৰু যদি rainforest আমি কাটি দিও তেতিয়া the climate goes for a toss, everything goes for a toss, you know. So I think Dharini is trying to catch
And
back.
also, just the severity and intensity of these cyclones, and we're already seeing this happen. Before it used to be like 1 or 2 cyclones in every 100 years, and now we're seeing 3 or 4 within a 10-year gap period. So the intensity and the frequency of these extreme weather events is something that's actually going to hit the South Asian region pretty hard. And given the population of the country, given the socio-economic conditions of people, this is going to have extremely lasting consequences for how we want to get out of poverty, how we want to meet our food security goals. So yeah, climate change is going to be one of the big issues that India has to face up to in the coming decades.
Thank you for that enlightenment. And we lost you in between, but I think when you came back to cyclone, I think we kind of understood where you were getting at, and without leading you back to a kind of repetition. The other thing I wanted to ask is, we know, but I know, as I told you, we are addressing this at students and generation next. For a lot of them, it's a little lost, and there's too many things. And since it's a connected and a collected piece, would you just expand on how changes here in weather or things we do here could impact people in other continents, in other geographies? Like what they say is the essential butterfly effect. You do something in Amazon, it could change something in Japan. How small things we do here could impact other systems and vice versa, to tell people that nobody's in isolation. That is the point I want to make.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the climate crisis, the environmental crisis is an interconnected global crisis. It's something like what we're facing now with the COVID pandemic, right? We know that if one country is not safe, no country is safe. We can't live in a world where we have one country which is grappling with a deadly virus. So the same way, our actions on climate change are interrelated. In terms of the interconnections, for example, we know for a fact that fossil fuel expansion, so the extraction of resources like coal, the coal mining that's taking place now in Assam, we know this government has actually approved more than 30 extractive projects in this lockdown period. So, since April, they've actually approved a record number of projects, that have a huge environmental impact. And what happens, like before they used to say what happens in the Arctic doesn't stay in the Arctic, and I think it's the same with any other country. So if India is going to go down a road of fossil fuel expansion,
I think losing her again?
I don't know, we might not. She came back, but that's what about Prahlad Joshi a couple of days ago. That's what he said. He said then, while addressing the CII annual session 2020, Narendra Modi spoke about how the coal sector has been opened up for investment. We are going to the whole. He mentioned that the decision to allow commercial coal mining and auction of partially coal blocks, explored coal blocks, will help us. Yes, Dharini.
So it's, we've seen countries who've done this and who are now paying a very heavy price. And I think what is important is that when we come out of this period of lockdown, when we're trying to sort of reimagine a new world, that we reimagine something different. We reimagine something that has the ability to bring sustainability at the center of a conversation, and like you said, everything is connected. So it has to be a global conversation. It has to be a sort of solidarity across countries, and which is why it's very important that governments act together to come up with a response that is actually has an international impact, and not just thinking of their own countries, because we're all going to suffer the same fate if for instance coal mining continues in
I think
Lost had a very critical point. She was coming
I
to
know.
the DEHING Patkaai issue.
I think you should just finish the last sentence, Tarini. We lost you there. Can you hear us? Can you hear us, Tarini?
I can hear you, yes.
I think you should just finish the last sentence, last two sentences probably. We lost you there.
Okay, so I was just saying that, it is an international response that we need. So when we come back after this post-COVID situation, we need a conversation that centers sustainability and the environment and the climate crisis in our global response. So this is how we want to reimagine building back the world. We know countries are going through an economic recession. They're going to want to have to put back money in the economy.
Yes.
Okay.
I think the cyclone is playing truant here and there.
Yeah.
It's the first time we've been having such problems, but it's okay. The idea is to keep on soldiering, to keep on doing the thing.
Yeah. So the global response is a very important point. Okay, yeah, Joy. The point that she's making about coming together as one world, right? Like that's what she means. Like when it comes to policy formulation, the governments cannot act in isolation. There has to be, and if you look at election manifestos, it's never a priority. I haven't seen, at least in the top 5 things in any party's manifesto, to kind of focus on these issues. That's why it's more important to make it part of the public discourse, so that those of us, because they follow what is in public, what is trending in public opinion. So if this starts trending, it will start featuring in your manifestos, and it just works that way, isn't it? And then it will start getting the thrust that it needs.
Conversation needs to happen at all levels. So I'll just read out 2 quick messages from viewers. Arghati Borwa has written, India is signatory to so many international conventions, which also includes International Solar Alliance. So alternate power, we're looking at different sources of power, and that has to be the thing. And there, something again, I think from ground zero, Dada, no one is concerned about the actual happenings here. Areas like complete in PRFs, this proposed reserve forest, and the things which hurts the most is the entire rainfalls to the elephant corridors. The actual scenes here are the worst. Bomgara, Lal Pahar, and the most of the areas seriously face complete hard open cast mining since years. The locals are being paid. Every village headman is bought with money. Every local regional union bodies are being paid for some handsome amount. So I think we'll get to that.
These realities are coming out now. So
they are.
Yes, it's a complex thing. It's a complex thing. It's
a very complicated thing. And I think we'll get there. What we have tried to address is awareness. And I'm not saying any issue is less important for the lack of discussion here or otherwise. But we'll get there. And, everything has to be discussed and brought out into the open. At the same time, probably, what had started 100 years ago is not relevant now. And we didn't have the same problems then. When you were digging for coal or oil then, the world wasn't facing the same problem then. And probably it wasn't as relevant. I'm not saying probably people didn't think about it, but the problems were in such, which came out of coal mining. But times are different now. Forest reserves have depleted. I was going to ask Rohit. Just a second. In the Amazonian rainforest, that's what they say. In the last from 2005 to 15, they have mined through 10% of the Amazon rainforest. So considering that and considering faster and newer technologies, so in 100 years or maybe less, you'll lose the Amazonian rainforest if it's not stopped. 10% in 10 years.
Yes.
That's how quick it is, you know.
That's how quick it is.
That's how quick it is. So unless you find and you kind of plan alternative, you know, alternative. You have alternative. Like you cannot get. You just cannot do coal mining and, you know, proceed and thinking that we'll have a better tomorrow, you know. So anyway, in the house is Rohit, so I'll get him in. Hi Rohit, good evening to you.
Hi Joyda, good evening. How are you?
I'm very good and so nice.
Hi.
And so honored to have you here again.
Hi Afrida, how are you?
Here.
Hi.
Yes, you know.
Good to see you.
And
Thank you.
So Rohit,
Yeah.
you know, you don't need an introduction. You are what you are. But I've always been
Joyda,
reactivating.
I'm getting your two voices, voiceover.
My God,
It's
can you hear
echoing,
me
I
now?
guess.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't. It was good so far. You know. Are you hearing me now?
Joyda, I think I connect
Yeah,
you once
do that.
again.
Do that, please. Log in, log out, and come back.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
So we were discussing how, you know, 10% depletion in 10 years. We are looking at no forest probably in 80 years, and no Amazon forest. So it's not about coal. We really have to think of how to motivate people to study, how to get more professors in, as you heard the GU guys talking, how to have more people to teach, how to have more people to practice, and how to have more people to pass laws in whatever, you know, way these are. Rohit,
Yeah.
you're back. Are you good?
Hi.
Hi. Can you hear me properly?
But I'm getting still the back over.
Okay. I don't know, that could be a problem at your end because so far it was okay.
Maybe.
Yeah. So okay, Rohit, you know, people know you as the RTI guy who did what he did, and you know, I think you're an inspiration to a lot of people. But just one thing before I go into the question, I tell people that being a Rohit Chaudhary is the last resort. Filing an RTI is the last resort. We should start with awareness and knowledge. You filed an RTI when there was no other way out.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's correct.
So that's just an introduction to you. I have just one thing for you today. That is, you know, suddenly we hear the news where the minutes of the meeting at the last National Board for Wildlife were not, you know, they say that, you know, they had not been recorded correctly. And, you know, this eternal slit between the cup and the lip, as in minutes, as in people discussing and the minutes not being recorded. So this has gone on and this has dragged on for years. I just want you to tell me one thing. What is this issue? And, you know, aren't we the people in our local posts also responsible for what goes to Delhi? Is it not our duty in Kaziranga to kind of, you know, help
very
people?
much.
So all over to you, Rohit. You have 3 minutes. Thank you.
See, first of all, Jaida, thank you very much. Then now I would like to say, first of all, I agree to all the students, which you have called them. Lack of environmental teachers is a big concern. Jeneke apni kole ki from school days we need to be educated on environment, forest, nature, everything. Itu amar hoy eta drawback ase tak ami improve koribo paru. Eneko nai ki it's not like that ki we cannot improve this. If our policy makers are little concerned, when we can make aware of them, so definitely we can get rid of this issue. And then Deboshri pointed out very rightly ki Dihing Patkai Wildlife Sanctuary is a designated place. Eta jaga ase, eta boundary eta ase. But the elephants or the other animals that they are not aware ki amar etu boundary ase, ami yar bahirot jabo noarim. And here mentioned that elephant, tiger and rhino gets the more focus. I'll say unfortunately they also don't get the focus because as per the Supreme Court orders 2006, any protected area per 10 kilometer boundary jodi if you need an environment clearance, that needs to be cleared from the National Board for Wildlife also. Yes. And unfortunately, Kaziranga boundary pra ami national highway pra dekhi thaku mining too. That is not even 1 kilometers. And entire mining, when I did the homework, I found it within 3 to 4 kilometers, not even 4, 2 to 3 kilometers to jabo nalage. Entire mining was taking place at this place without any environment getting any clearance from National Board for Wildlife. Etu kar karne hol? Just because of the failure of the Assam Forest Department, because they should have forwarded that proposal and they did not take any action and they allowed these illegal activities to happen. So in our, and then National Tiger Conservation Authority came up with a report. They recommended to the Chief Secretary of Assam that entire mining and stone crusher industry needs to be shut down in this area. So now you can say that even the tigers were not protected. Then comes the elephant. আমি এলিফেন্টক ক'ব নোৱাৰো যে তুমি আপোনালোকে বোলে 10 কিলোমিটাৰ যাব, তাৰ আগত নাযাব দে, তাৰ আগত আমাৰ গ্যাৰান্টি নাই, তাৰ আগত মাৰিলে আমি একো কৰিব নোৱাৰো বুলি, এনেকুৱা নেকি? মিন্স যেনেকে বাচ্চাটো হয় এলিফেন্টৰ, মাকে শিকাই নিদিয়ে নহয় বাবা 10 কিলোমিটাৰ আগত আমি যাব নালাগে। They are mega herbivores. They need a larger area. মানে বহুত ডাঙৰ এৰিয়া এটা লাগে সিহঁতক যাবৰ কাৰণে। So I will not say that even tigers and elephants are safe. And now when you asked me about this, all of a sudden, Professor Raman Sukumar has, who is also a member of a National Board for Wildlife, he have mentioned that Coal India have misled it. Well, I will say on the 54th meeting, it was held on 18 July 2019, wherein it was decided that a committee comprising Professor R. Sukumar, National Board for Wildlife, representative from the Wildlife Division of Ministry of Environment and Forest, and Chief Wildlife Warden, Principal Chief Conservator of Forest Wildlife, and Chief Wildlife Warden would visit the project site and submit a report to the ministry even within 1 month. Fine. Then in the 57th meeting, which was held on 7th of April, it is mentioned in the minutes of meeting that site inspection committee has visited the project site and submitted the report on 22nd October 2019. Right. Then after 6 months takes the NBWL meeting on 7th of April, and the minutes of the meeting are uploaded on the website of the ministry on 20th of April. Right. Now, after 1 month, Professor Sukumar says that Coal India misled National Board of Wildlife. Why he took 1 month to write a letter to minister? Why 1 month? Because I will greatly attribute this to the students community. Because Amar Okhomot, I am Dihing Patkai, Save Dihing Patkai, when the students movement arambho hol and all the media started writing and all you people from even from Mumbai and all big shots started sharing that concern, I think even not 99%, even 0.1%, Professor Sukumar have realized that where the mistake was committed. Now he is writing.
So
now
that itself shows, Rohit, eta kotha moi kom mor bhal lagile khuni pelai, because moi etu eneke bhaba nasilu. Before this I didn't know. Before you said this, a 1 month or gap through kotha, and that just shows the power of speaking up, you know, and no,
and especially the student power
is a small voice. The student power, and even social media is such a big influencer that nobody can ignore it. And that is exactly what we are trying to do, also to whip up that narrative and whip up the sentiments of the people, because we have to be custodians. And we cannot always depend on the forest department. Apni kole ei matro je enukwa lapses forest department or hoise, which means they cannot be the sole custodians. Tarane amar jodi ei effort to e jodi ei dhonar results amak dise, you know, what you just mentioned, drawing just from what you just said.
This is just my perception, okay? I don't know.
Yeah, I understand. But I think there is a very high probability of it, because I also don't know what took Mr. Sukumar so long and how suddenly the anomalies were detected. Was it because of the outrage? I think it's very probable, isn't it?
I will add one more point. In that, recently I read in the Indian Express that last Friday only Professor Sukumar has written a letter. Okay, it is almost after 5 weeks, and he has mentioned that Coal India has misled it. Now, I never read in that news article about anything about Assam Forest Department. Now you listen. That committee, Professor Raman Sukumar was there. A representative from the wildlife wing of the Ministry of Environment and Forest was there, and the Chief Wildlife Warden, who's the boss of the wildlife of Assam, he was there. I feel Assam Forest Department is equally responsible in misleading the National Board of Wildlife along with the Coal India Limited. Because now I will tell you, Professor Sukumar has come from outside, a representative of a wildlife division of ministry has come from outside, but the chief wildlife warden is from Assam. And when a top boss goes to for any site visit, maybe from a top boss of a police or a top boss of administration or any of the department, you will agree to the fact when the inspection was taken place. I'm sure when the top boss of the forest department is coming, the DFO would have been present there, the ranger would have been present there, the beat officer would have been present there. When Coal India was updating Professor Sukumar about the landscape or at the area which is mined, they might have rightly misled him. Why Chief Wildlife Warden remained at the mute mode?
Quiet.
Why did not he speak up? Was he not updated by his ranger? Was he not updated by his DFO or beat officer? Or was he not updated by his own department? That means when Coal India was misleading Professor Sukumar, Assam Forest Department decided to remain quiet and allow this project, illegal project, to pass over. Now I'm sure, now we have just read in the news article, we do not know what is inside the letter. Once we get access of that letter, things will be more clearer whether he have mentioned about Assam Forest Department or not, because I feel Assam Forest Department is equally responsible. Coal India will adopt all policies to misguide, but why did Assam Forest Department did not speak up? Is this not an issue? And then when we say আমি আজি ডিসকাস কৰিছিলো আমাৰ নিজৰ মানুহ সজাগ হ'ব লাগিব, ঠিক আছে, এটা ইনস্পেকশন রিপোর্ট আপনার আহিলে, when we speak about State Board of Wildlife, I heard some of the experts saying that in 2016 meeting they were very new to the committee, and so the forest department told that the site is outside the 10 kilometer from the park boundary of DEHING PATKAI Wildlife Sanctuary. Fair enough. If XYZ, whoever may be the member, when the forest department says, we don't have any reasons to disagree. Agree. Then in 2018 February 22nd, when the 10th Board of Wildlife was held, it was told that the site is on the exactly on the boundary of 10 kilometers and it is within the eco-sensitive zone. Now my question goes, if it is within the eco-sensitive zone of DEHING PATKAI Wildlife Sanctuary, why no one protested in the State Board of Wildlife? Has anyone given any recent note? Or has anyone protested after the meeting? Has anyone told the media? Now, after the meeting of 2 months of National Board for Wildlife, after uploading the minutes, Professor Raman Sukumar says that Coal India misled it. So why, after knowing in 2018 meeting that the site is within eco-sensitive zone, why no one from the State Board of Wildlife protested? Why no one had written a letter to the Chief Minister or to the Forest Department that it should not happen? And now you see, if someone might say, we agreed to the project just because it was outside eco-sensitive zone. And the outside eco-sensitive zone of DEHING PATKAI Wildlife Sanctuary. So that means you will not allow in the eco-sensitive zone and you will allow in the elephant reserve. That means elephant don't have any rights, because 937 square kilometers of DEHING PATKAI elephant reserve ase. DEHING PATKAI Wildlife Sanctuary is just 111.19 square kilometers. And key elephants outside the 10 kilometer radius of that area don't have any right to roam around freely. So I will say, just keep waiting. Many things will come out now. Let the letter of Sukumar come out. Let the report of Sukumar come, Professor Sukumar sir come out. We will get to know many things. Because now it will be very premature to just go through one article and say Professor Sukumar has written that they have misled it. No doubt they have misled it. Along with that misleading factors, many other things are likely to come out.
Yeah.
Over to you, Jaida.
Yeah. Thank you, Rohit, for bringing everything to notice. আৰু as it is, সেইকাৰণে মই কৈছিলো তোমাক, because এটা বস্তুত ইমান কমপ্লিকেশ্যন আৰু ইমান কথা থাকে that there is only time to discuss one thing. And as always, thank you for bringing the vigilance back into conversations.
And Rohit Chaudhary, মই এটা কথাৰ কাৰণে I would like to appreciate him যে আপুনি যিটো ধৰণে you have broke down the problem for us, তাতে কমপ্লিসিটি আপুনি দেখিছে, ফৰেষ্ট ডিপাৰ্টমেন্টৰ কমপ্লিসিটি থাকিব পাৰে। এই আমি নাজানো এতিয়া, লাইক ইউ সেড, আমি এতিয়াও নাজানো, বহুত কথা ওলাবলৈ বাকি আছে, we still have to wait for the real things to come on, but at least the different levels of involvement of so many authorities on paper, এই গোটেইখিনি safeguards আছে, but we just heard from you to see how everything collapses. প্ৰত্যেকটো সিস্টেমে collapse কৰে যেতিয়া এনেকুৱা এটা বস্তু হয়। So I think you have very beautifully explained that. So I would just like to say thank you for that.
Thank you. I'll add one more point. যেটা আমি ডিসকাস কৰিছিলো আগৰ মানে ডিসকাশনত, কি ফৰেষ্ট ডিপাৰ্টমেন্টে গম নাপায় নেকি বা আমাৰ পলিসি মেকাৰছে গম নাপায় নেকি, এনেকুৱা নহয়। মানে everyone is aware.
Vested interest থাকে, vested interest
everyone
থাকে,
is
there are nexus.
Everyone is updated.
Level, one of our viewers just wrote exposed one such nexus, so
So I'm telling you,
vested interest bilakor karone lot of
I'll
things
tell you
don't
one
get
thing.
exposed at the right time.
আমাৰ দিহিং পাটকাই এলিফেন্ট ৰিজাৰ্ভটো আমাৰ ডিক্লেয়াৰ হৈছিলে এপ্ৰিল 2003 আৰু দিহিং পাটকাই ৱাইল্ড লাইফ চেঞ্চুৰী ডিক্লেয়াৰ হৈছিলে জুন 2004 বাই দ্য গভৰ্ণমেণ্ট অফ আছাম। অকে, এতিয়া দিহিং পাটকাই যেতিয়া এলিফেন্ট ৰিজাৰ্ভ ডিক্লেয়াৰ হৈছিলে 2003, it was done with the consent of Ministry of Environment and Forest. এনেকে নহয় কি এনভাইৰনমেন্ট মিনিষ্টাৰ কনসেন্ট নোপোৱাকে কৰিছিল। আপুনি জানে তাত হাতী আছে, that is the elephant reserve, and then also you allow mining in that reserve.
No, I think etu aru I think মানে কি জানা Rohit, that is the crux of the discussion. We will get there. We will have a long way to go. মানে এই discussion, and we have a long way to go. মানে মই আজিয়ে খুদিব খোজা নাই, আজিয়ে কৰিব খোজা নাই। These are different discussions, আৰু মানে এইখিনি আমি কথা খুব বেলেগ ধৰণে পাতিব লাগিব। মোক অলপ মানুহে ক্ৰিটিসাইজ কৰিছে, মোক মানুহে ক্ৰিটিসাইজ একচুৱেল কথাটো কিয় পাতা নাই, কিন্তু মই জানো আমি আমাৰ ফালৰ পৰা কি কৰিব খুজিছো is awareness right now. We will get to tomorrow নিচিনা যেতিয়া when I have somebody like with you to discuss, I know what you're capable of and what you have done, but we are bringing objectivity to the journey. And where does the journey start? From awareness. মানে মোৰ এটাই কথা যে as long as we can get them aware of what it is, and we will arrive at kune jane kune na jane, because that is the most important thing. We'll get there, Rohit. But
Jaida, see, I am not doing anything rocket science. I would say I am just doing my duty and responsibility as a citizen towards my state and towards my nation. Protecting nature should not be forced on anybody. It should come within yourself. That it's my responsibility.
I think with more conversations like this, with the stuff that you are doing, Rohit, and today Afrida has joined us. She's got a completely different life, but she's taken up the cause for things in Assam. We all of us want to see a beautiful Assam, a better or worse. But we wish to see a beautiful Assam. So we will all have to continue this journey of your activism. My doing what it is to Afrida taking her time to pick up. She's a journalist, so she knows exactly how to get into the meat of the matter. We'll all our rainforest all academic manor noy, সকলোৰে হয়. It's all belongs to all of us, and we are all equally responsible, and we will all equally voice. But on that note, Rohit, thank you for being with us, and always
my pleasure, Jaida.
Always an absolute honor, and you're an inspiration.
My pleasure.
Yeah. See you.
And I would like to say thank you to all the students, and hope to see them once again. I'm looking forward for their session.
There are hope for tomorrow, and Rohit, it is for us to take this boat ahead, with them. Thank you, Rohit.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jaida. Thank you, Afrida.
Yeah. Good night, man.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Bye. Good night.
Bye. So thank you. That was the most amazing Rohit Chaudhary. He said like a one-man army. Aru juntu manuhok Rohitok manue bahiragoto koisile heri koile Rohit belongs to a Marwari family. Hey manue, but Assam is an inclusive Assam. It's an ecosystem. That is the proof that it's an ecosystem is composite of very different things. Rohitok manue haisle Marwari lora gelamalor dukan khulaba lage. Hey lora jone aji ei kam korise. Assam Kaziranga karone ding patkai. What a what a inspiration, you know. As an artist,
absolutely.
you know.
And rights and privileges nijor jonatu kiman dorkar, like unless you know what you're entitled to, you're entitled to this forest. It is yours to claim. In a way, you belong there. It's your territory. You've lived there, grown there.
It belongs
You
to
are
all of us.
entire, exactly. So it's part of your privilege which you're born into, isn't it? I look at it that way. I don't know, I may be
Exactly.
wrong. So why
It is.
should anybody be allowed to intrude into what privileges I am being
And
blessed with,
we
being
all
born
have
there or being
to,
from there?
when we
And
all have
why
to
should
stand
we
up
be
for.
so dormant, you know, when something of this nature is happening? And public opinion, I again emphasize, is so important, Joy. You know it. Like, you know, you cannot, undermine the importance of each of these platforms that are raising this issue, because that is how you build up the narrative. And no power or authority can ignore a narrative that is building up in the minds of the public.
And I think in our heritage, everybody is a stakeholder. It doesn't belong to
Everybody
anybody. Kali jeneke gan beya hole jodi if the music depreciates, beleg section মানুহে কয় music to depreciate কৰিছে বুলি, ঠিক তেনেকে আমাৰ যদি নিজৰ মাজৰ এটা wealth আমাৰ depreciation হয়, সকলো ধৰণৰ মানুহে ক'ব, you know, because culture and heritage are our natural heritage. It belongs to everybody. That is where we come in. Anyway, our discussion on our Sushant da ase and another. But just quickly, I'm getting 2 students from Tezpur, biodiverse, into the conversation. Hello, Anuran.
Hello, Jada.
Can you hear me?
Hello,
Hi.
can you hear me?
I can hear you. And hi, Diksha.
Hello, Joyda. Hello, Afrida, ma'am.
Hi, Diksha. Hi.
Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Moi actually আজি প্ৰথমতে কৈছো students লগত I'll do a different session on Sunday, but since you are here, we just want to hear shortly from you. আজি মই সোধা নাই students, I'm just hearing from you guys. So I want Diksha and Arunan quickly tell us what do you feel about discussions like this, DEHING PATKAI ecosystem, quickly, because we'll move on to the next part. With students, we are doing a Sunday session special. Yeah. So let's start with you, Diksha.
Hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Yes.
At first, Joyda, thank you for giving the students and bringing everyone together to represent such an important topic and spread awareness among a lot. So at first, I want to say that মই Tezpur University environmental science student hoy, aru I belong to zoology background. মই science background আগৰ পৰা belong কৰো, কিন্তু মই masters কাৰণে environmental science লোৱা এটোৱে এটা main motive আছিল মোৰ যে at least I can do something. I wanted to do something for the nature. আৰু লগতে মই মই art কৰি ভাল পাওঁ, and it is a way through which I want to connect people, nature, and bring such topics to spread awareness among the people.
That's amazing.
আৰু আজি যোনটো এই চিটুৱেশ্যনটো হৈ আছে, it is আৰু since COVID-19 যেনেকুৱা এটা pandemic চলি আছে, আৰু এইটো টাইমত we students can't go to roads and protest. So by staying at our home, like both creative মানুহ আছে, like few of the people are making music related to such topics and spreading awareness. আৰু বহুতে যেনেকে আফ্ৰিদা মেমে already গাৰ্গীবাক praise কৰিছে for writing such an article, যোনটো বহুত awareness spread কৰাত help কৰিছে, since it consists of easy language and something. আৰু বহুত এনেকে বহুত মানুহে art কৰিছে যোনটো through দি বহুত awareness spread হোৱাত help হৈছে.
Okay, thank you, Diksha. And just to bring this to focus, আমাৰ যোনটো banner তাৰ doodle art Diksha কৰিছে, so she is a very good artist.
Oh, very nice. Wow.
And you know, তেনেকে কথা বল তাৰমানে I wanted an organic start to this. এনেকে banner বনালে প্ৰথম banner খিনি মোক Diksha help কৰিছে, and বৰ ধুনীয়া doodle to, you know, you should watch the doodle, the way she made it. It's beautiful. And I just wanted things to start from there. Help when I mentioned on Twitter that there were a lot of ways there was Diksha there. Yes, Diksha, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of things to make something go right. It takes a lot of components to make something true, right? But anyway, student issues we'll tackle and we'll listen and we'll discuss Sunday. Quick word from you, Anuran.
জয়দা, মই এটাই কথা ক'ব খোজো, যোনখিনি মানুহে চাই আছে বা সকলো এডাল্ট খিনিৰ কাৰণে মোৰ এটাই জাষ্ট ৰিকুৱেষ্ট আছে, আমাৰ এজ এ ষ্টুডেণ্ট আমাৰ কি ৰেছপনচিবিলিটি হ'ব লাগে এই এৱাৰনেছ প্ৰগ্ৰামটো। বিকজ এনেকুৱা এটা এৱাৰনেছ প্ৰগ্ৰাম আমাৰ প্ৰয়োজন আছিল, কাৰণ যিটো মতিগতিত আমাৰ চৰকাৰখন গৈ আছে, আমি এক্সপেক্ট কৰিব পাৰো যে ইন নিয়াৰ ফিউচাৰ দেৰ উইল বি আনাদাৰ ইভেন্ট লাইক ডিগ্ৰেডেশ্যন অফ দিহিং পাটকাই, দেৰ উইল বি আনাদাৰ এটাক অন আৱাৰ ইক'চিষ্টেম। সো যেতিয়া আমাৰ দিহিং পাটকাইৰ ইছ্যুটো সন্মুখলৈ আহিছিল আমাৰ, তেতিয়া মই ক'ব বিচাৰো যে we were already late, the students were already late, there were so much effort to bring this event in front of all these people. But যেতিয়া এনেকুৱা কিছুমান ইভেন্ট হ'ব, which we can expect in this recent scenarios, we students have to be ready, and this is the learning process of those times. This movement is the stepping stone of all the struggles we are going to face for our environment, for our ecosystem, and for the environment of Assam. That's why I want to say, Joyda, je ami ready thakibo lagibo, especially student kini, because as Afrida ma'am and Chaudhary sir said that students are the spokesperson of this kind of events. Mr. Sukumar was not listening to us, but he is now, and that's the power of students. That's what we can do together.
Thank you, Anuran. I think very, very wise words from you, Anuran, and just what I expected and a little more. Just to sum it up, not because students are the future, tomorrow students are our responsibility because you are environment guys. Most of you are environment guys. So
yes,
the future of a problem like this will belong to you. Which way it goes?
We'll try our best, Joyda.
No, you will have to do your best. It is your home. Tomar ghorkhonot jodi konoba akraman koribole ahe, tumi enake fight kora, you will have to fight. You will have to take this on.
Yes.
And you will have to have the educated fight. I want you guys to be vigilant. I don't want you to be vigilantes. None of us. I believe also. None of us want to be vigilantes. We want you to be vigilant. We want you to keep the vigilance on because you have the knowledge for it. You were trained for it. You know, ami janeke paru facilitate this forward movement of your vigilance. That is what we lend our strengths to.
Absolutely,
Diksha will keep on doodling. You keep on the vigilance. That is what we'll all do. And
yes,
I'm capping this today, but I look forward to having you both on Sunday and a few more. Yeah.
Yes, Jada. Absolutely. It was a pleasure. Thank you, Jada.
Thank you. Thank you both. Thank you, Diksha. Thank you, Anuran.
Yeah? Thank you.
Thank you, Jada.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. We have Sushanta Da with us finally. Sushanta Da, all of day Robologa Hall. I think we offshot by 10 minutes. I'm trying to keep this very quick and brief. And, thank you. Sushanta Da, I think you were one of the first people I had touched base with, and your article was also the kind of pointer to what is happening now.
Thank you.
Kintu, আজি মোৰ লগত আপোনাৰ লগত কথা পাতিবলৈ I have another warrior with me in the name of Afrida.
I'm following Sushanta's reportage on the issue, so I have a couple of questions.
No, আজি question খিনি কৰিবলৈ মই Afridaকে দিম. আজি মই নকৰো, it's from one journalist to another because she'll understand you and she'll break you down the best again. Yeah, Afrida, please.
Yeah, I know Sushanta for a very long time because I was reporting for Raj Tak in Assam in 2004. So a lot of respect for your reporting, Sushanta. I want to ask you, you have reported on this matter and you have very strongly pointed out to the fact that there have been certain misrepresentations and manipulation of facts, owing to which the clearance was given by the NBWL. So if you can explain for this, because what we are doing is also simplifying matters. I may understand it, but viewers at large may not. And so if you can explain to us what exactly was the misrepresentation there, because of which these kind of clearances happen. It's a different matter that later on there is outrage and then they admit and then they may retract or not retract. But the level and extent of manipulation is what I want you to explain to us.
English and Assamese, please. Both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want me to explain in English or Assamese?
Both mix, please mix this. We are both.
হয় 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 ইয়াত দুটা কানেক্টেড হৈ আছিল এটা হল can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Yes, I can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay. ইয়াত দুটা ইস্যু কানেক্ট হৈ আছিল এটা হল যে 2003 onwards যেতিয়াৰ পৰা কোল ইণ্ডিয়াই এপ্লাই কৰিছে ফৰ দি পাৰমিশন টু মাইন তেতিয়াৰ পৰাই সেন্ট্ৰেল গভৰ্নমেন্ট আৰু ষ্টেট গভৰ্নমেন্ট দুয়োটাই ৰিকমেন্ড কৰি আছে দিস প্ৰপোজাল is being recommended by both the Ministry of Environment as well as by the state government. Baki thakile State Board of Wildlife aru National Board of Wildlife. It is State Board of Wildlife for meeting bilakoto continuously a proposal to recommend kori ase. All these years. Even 2018 of jikhon State Board of Wildlife for meeting hall the proposal of the Coal India to mine this particular Tikok area যেটো আমি কৈ আছো যে এতিয়া 10 কিলোমিটাৰ ভিতৰতে পৰে হেতুৰ কাৰণেও দ পাৰমিশন বিচাৰিলে আৰু that was recommended to the National Board of Wildlife for their approval. So গতিকে এটা clear ইয়াত কোনো there is no ambiguity that state government always back this proposal for mining inside Dihing Patkai Elephant Reserve. তাতে কোনো ambiguity নাই আৰু যেতিয়া National Board of Wildlife for goal আৰু প্ৰফেসৰ কুমাৰৰ কথা ইতিমধ্যে উল্লেখ কৰিলে আমাৰ ৰহিতে and you have already all of us have read his clarification কিন্তু মোৰ পইণ্টটো হৈছে being an expert member was it not on him to find out on his own what is actually going on inside আৰু মই যেটো ৰিপৰ্টত আনিছিলো যেটো based on the RTI reply to Rohit Chaudhary যে Professor Sukumare যেটো কথা কলে যে আনব্ৰোকেন এতিয়াও আমাৰ 41 হেক্টৰ এতিয়াও more than 41 হেক্টৰ এতিয়াও মুকলি হোৱা নাই গছ কাটা নাই তাতে তাৰে অলৰেডি 16 হেক্টৰত গছ কাটি পেলালে সো যদি সেই বিষয়টো কোনে উলিয়ালে it was again at the same time almost at a similar একে সময়তে Deputy Inspector General of Forest Shillongor এজন অফিচাৰে তেওঁ নিজে fact finding ত গৈছিলে site inspection report disile. So if he could find out what actually is happening at the ground, why did expert Professor Sukumar could not come out with his own independent finding? Why he is now saying that he is being misled by Coal India Limited?
Passing the buck. He's passing the buck.
আৰু মোৰ কথা হৈছে যে এতিয়া এই কথাখিনিৰ লগতে আমাৰ কাৰণে আটাইতকৈ বেছি ইম্পৰ্টেন্ট যে 11 মে আজি আমি it's fine Joy you have taken a great initiative to raise awareness. Afrida has joined us. All esteemed panelists have highlighted on various aspects including the students. In more kotha hoise je ami aji alochona kori asu because we have the facts before us. Now we have access to information to all the projects jikini project ase tar impact assessment. We are discussing this State Board of Wildlife for minutes. We are discussing about the National Board of Wildlife minutes. We are discussing about what Professor Sukumar had written. But 11th May is the last date for response by the people to the draft EIA notification, Environment Impact Assessment 2020. A draft notification con lockdown war age 12 Marchot etu public kora hoise aru 60 ta din 60 days have been given. 60 days have been given for our response, and that 60 days is expiring on 2000 on May 11. এই মে মাহৰ 11 তাৰিখে এক্সপায়াৰ কৰিব কিন্তু আমাৰ তাত মানে সংখ্যাটো ক'ত হৈছে তাত এটা ক্লজ আছে ডিফেন্স এণ্ড আদাৰ ষ্ট্ৰেটেজিক কনসিডাৰেশনত যিকোনো এনেকুৱা প্ৰজেক্টৰ strategic project হিসাবে consider কৰিব পাৰে আৰু no information on those projects will be available in the public domain. Now Northeast সদায় আমাৰ strategic consideration তে আছে. So today we are discussing about Dihing Patkai because we have the information before us.
Right.
Now, until and unless we do not connect Dihing Patkai episode with the EIA notification, unless we connect Dihing Patkai episode with the amendment to the mineral laws, jitu dara commercial mining, you have mentioned in the very beginning, je etia koise je coal production mane increase koribo lagibo, coal import reduce koribo lagibo, coal India 100 million ton ei bosortut increase koribo koise, aru koise je private party or the private jikono company, any company without having any experience of mining either in India or abroad, তেওঁলোকে auctionত participate কৰিব, অৰ্থাৎ countryত coal productionৰ কাৰণে policy লৈছে। মই সেই country যিটো গভৰ্ণমেণ্টৰ policy লৈছে তাৰ পৰা মই দিহিং পাটকাইক যদি মই ডিসকানেক্ট কৰি চাবলৈ বিচাৰো, কেৱল আমি এতিয়া আমি ঠিক আছে fine, now the government is saying বা কোনোবাই কৈছে যে it is illegal because the prior approval was not there. Does it mean that if prior approval is given, we are going to go for the coal mining inside Dihing Patkai? আমাক already explain কৰিছে, দেৱৰ্ষিয়ে কৈছে, তাৰ আগতে আমাক Dr. Narayan Sharma কৈছে যে ইয়াত মানে যদি once this oldest living ecosystem is gone, you cannot regenerate. গতিকে আমি ডিসিশন আগতে লব লাগিব, when we are talking about people being aware about Dihing Patkai, we also have to ask ourselves, are we ready to go for coal mining in Dihing Patkai for generation of power? Karon country's 72% of power projects is thermal based.
Okay.
And 80% coal supply kore Coal India Limited. Aji Coal India Limited na thakibo pare. Under the new amendment of the mineral laws, the company which is going to get the particular coal block for mining, eta coal block june mine koribo karone license pabo, ইতিপূৰ্বে যিটো কোম্পানী আগৰ কোম্পানীটি যি এপ্ৰুভেল দিয়া হৈছিল সেইখিনি অটোমেটিক্যালি ট্ৰান্সফাৰ হৈ যাব। অৰ্থাৎ আজি যদি কোল ইণ্ডিয়া লিমিটেডে নৰ্থ ইষ্টাৰ্ণ কোলফিল্ডে যদি দিহিং পাটকাইত তেওঁলোকক বন্ধ কৰি দিয়া যায়, কিন্তু একে কোল ব্লকটো যদি কাইলৈ দিল্লীয়ে বেলেগ কোনোবা কোম্পানীক গটাই দিয়ে, তেতিয়া এতিয়ালৈকে দিয়া এনভাইৰনমেণ্টেল ক্লিয়াৰেন্স সকলো ক্লিয়াৰেন্স কোল ইণ্ডিয়াৰ যিমানখিনি আছে গোটেইখিনি অটোমেটিক্যালি ইট উইল গেট ট্ৰান্সফাৰ্ড ফৰ 2 years। 2 বছৰত গোটেইখিনি তেওঁলোকে মাইনিং কৰিবলৈ পাৰিব। গতিকে মোৰ
সমাধান হিচাপে সুশান্ত তালুকদাৰ ভেৰি কুইকলি সমাধান এতিয়া কি কৰিব পাৰি, আমি কোনটো ক্ৰিটিকেল জাংকচাৰত আছো, বিকজ ইউ আৰ সেইং দ্যাট a lot of damage is probably done already, আৰু এনেকুৱা এটা বস্তু ৰিজেনাৰেট কৰিব নোৱাৰি, বাট আমি even though we might have woken up late, what can we do now?
Now the government of Assam should withdraw the recommendation given to the Ministry of Environment, Forest and the National Board of Wildlife. Government কৈছে যে আমি এটা বন ধ্বংস হবলৈ নিদিও। Okay, let Assam government write to the Ministry of Environment and Forest, let Assam government write to the National Board of Wildlife that we withdraw the recommendation for mining inside the Dihing Patkai Elephant Reserve. তাৰ বাহিৰে বেলেগ ৰাস্তা এতিয়া নাই, আৰু তাৰ লগে লগে আমি এনভাইৰনমেন্ট ইম্পেক্ট এছেছমেন্টৰ যিখিনি ক্লজ আছে সেই ক্লজৰ ওপৰত এতিয়া কিন্তু অবজেকশন কৰিব লাগিব। আদাৰৱাইজ if these new regulatory laws are going to be passed, তেতিয়াহ'লে ইতিমধ্যে বহুত পলম হৈ যাব। গতিকে আমি ডিসাইড কৰোঁ whether we are going for the coal mining in Dihing Patkai forest or not. If we do not want coal mining inside Dihing Patkai elephant reserve, forget about, কাৰণ ইতিমধ্যে কি হৈছে যে 10 কিলোমিটাৰ কথা কৈ থকা হৈছে, সুপ্ৰিম কোৰ্টৰ গাইডলাইন আছে যে প্ৰটেক্টেড এৰিয়া লাইক Dihing Patkai wildlife sanctuary 10 কিলোমিটাৰ boundary লৈকে it is considered to be an eco-sensitive zone where certain activities are prohibited, certain activities are regulated. কিন্তু আমাৰ যিখন নোটিফিকেশন ওলালে যোৱা বছৰত 2019 Dihing Patkai, that is the first notification eco-sensitive zone or এতিয়ালৈকে eco-sensitive zone notification কৰাই নাছিলে। সেইখন নোটিফিকেশনত 0 পৰা 7.5 কিলোমিটাৰ eco-sensitive zone বুলি তেওঁলোকে ডিক্লেয়াৰ কৰিছে অৰ্থাৎ 10 কিলোমিটাৰতকৈ কম so you are not আমি এই অপশন বিলাক mitigation measures are not going to protect this forest so we I think we should go for complete withdrawal of the recommendation of the
recommendation
all along Assam government has been recommending this proposal for National Board of Wildlife to sanction to the approval for the coal mining in Elephant Reserve.
There'll always be the counter argument, as we all know, because ultimately it comes down to developmental activity versus environment protection. We've seen that in Bombay with the RA colony. So there will be this counter argument that will say, well, the requirement is such, these thermal plants are required, coal generation is important. How will you balance it out? I mean, we have to work it out. I mean, in the ultimate cost benefit analysis, depletion of forest, depletion of a natural resource like a rainforest is not the price that we want to pay. And this is our forest, like Joy keeps saying and emphasizing, that we have to take ownership. And I think that is what you mean when you say that, well, it may be the case that we've all come into the picture at this juncture, but let there be no let up from here on, Joy.
Yeah, exactly. And I think,
we have to also question ourselves what development model we should take. Afrida is right pointed out. I mean, when we analyze the cost benefit, the analysis, when we do the cost benefit analysis, then are we taking consideration about the future generation? Are we all only looking at development from the perspective of only say 10 years, 20 years? Are we looking at development from the perspective of sustainability for 100 years, 200 years, 500 years? Because this forest has been generated over a millions of years. So how can we reduce it to the cost benefit analysis of just a couple of years? So we also have to ask.
No, these are
That's a very important point. Very important point.
I think that really sums up everything that you wanted to say.
The planet that we are going to leave behind for the next generation. We cannot do all the depletion ourselves. It's not all for us to claim. I mean, there are generations, just like the previous generations left the planet for us. We have to leave it in good shape, isn't it, John? For those who are coming after us. And I think that's what Sushant also means.
I think that is the whole stress of what this conversation is. That is what I've been, and everybody is a stakeholder in these conversations. And everybody should have conversation. It নহয় যে অকল আফ্ৰিদাই কৰিব বা জয় বৰুৱাই কৰিব বা সুশান্ত. Everybody has to feed equally. So anyway, thank you very much, Sushanta. I think that was the biggest takeaway. We'll get back there. Thank you, be the guiding light.
Thank you. And, I think, Joy, I'll take your leave. I had a great session. It was extremely enlightening and enriching for me. Thank you, Sushanta. Thank you, Joy.
Thank you, Sushanta. Thank you, Afrida. Thank you. All right. So that was Sushanta Talukdar. His article has been a guiding light. And now we come to, Gargi Borwa. Hi, Gargi. Good evening to you.
Hi, good evening, Jaida. It has been such a enlightening platform, very nice panel, and of course, there have been better experts in this field talking here. And I have been very nervous and been telling you that what am I going to say there? But I feel
I think Gargi, the whole point of getting you in because you wrote an amazing article saying. Are humans the cause of the next pandemic? That was the name of your article. That was the title.
Yeah, right.
The cause of the next pandemic? A DEHING PATKAI perspective.
Yeah, I heard the appreciation for my article from Afrida Bai and you. Thanks a lot for that.
Coming from Afrida is a big thing. She is what she's a journalist and she's the she reports.
It's very encouraging.
So just to bring things to perspective, সকলোৰে কাৰণে মই চিনাকি কৰিছো Gargi Bora works with Astha Corp and writing about ecosystems is not her job. তেওঁ হেতু কাম নকৰে, but she wrote a beautiful article and it was a data centric article. যথেষ্ট data আছে, যথেষ্ট emotion আছে, যোনটো মই বিচাৰিছিলো যে অসমীয়া মানুহে we feel and we empathize with rainforest. আমি feel কৰো যেনেকৈ আমি এটা বেলেগ অসমীয়া যেনেকৈ আমি বিহুৰ কাৰণে আমি যেনেকৈ ফিল কৰো আমি যেনেকৈ সব গুচি যায় বিহু বুলি ক'লে সব নাচিবলৈ যায় ভূপেন হাজৰিকাৰ কাৰণে আমি সৰুৰ পৰা জানো ঠিক তেনেকৈ rain forest amar mazot emotionally thakibo lagibo. So that's what I feel, and that's what I felt in the article. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So Gargi, the thing is, তুমি বেলেগ কাম কৰা, তুমি তোমাৰ you have graduated out of university, তুমি বেলেগ এটা কাম কৰি আছা, you kind of leading a corporate life, right? What drove you?
Yes.
Can we quickly have what drove you to write the article? এই article তুমি কিয় লিখিলা?
Yes, Jayda. When we, all this while we were all talking about the awareness that people have around this whole DEHING PATKAI issue. Yes, of course, the awareness is very less, and the response and the empathy that it requires is far behind. And yeah, but then also we have to, for the time being, we have to consider what the world is going through because of the virus pandemic, right? So people are maybe a little, you can excuse them there because they may be a little distracted towards that also. Yeah, but then so my point is, even in the middle of all that, if we are posting pictures of our food and pictures of our dressing up or for a grocery shop, or if we can post about that, why not about DEHING PATKAI also? That's important. So in a sense, a person's mental thoughts, a person's whole awareness that goes on in a person's mind is maybe shaped up by the society. So here what I want to say is, as a society, we are very much progressing, right? We are progressing in terms of education, work, business, entrepreneurs. Everything is growing, flourishing, but then with, like we say, but with human progression, of course, environmental degradation comes, and we had to be looking forward to it also when we are talking about human progression. But here what happens is, in the whole hustle of humans progressing, we are leaving behind very intricate details about human existence altogether. And more so, more important is here is our touch with nature. Like you and me, we had a discussion about it yesterday. We with this whole the process of human civilization or progression, whatever you call it, we are leaving behind our touch with the trees and with the birds chirping. And like you were telling me that time that there was this guy who wanted to write a song about Bihu this time, and he couldn't really write about Kuli Keteke as it used to be, because he couldn't hear a Keteke's voice this time, right? It's so sad.
কুলি কেতেকীৰ মাজত কেতেকীৰ মাত শুনা নাই, হেতু মই কালি লিখিছো কথাটো, কেতেকী চৰাই মাত বহুতে শুনা নাই বুলে এবাৰ।
It's so sad. So so in this whole process, ইটাটো শুনিবহে লাগিছিলে, আমি কৈ আছো কি পলিউশন কমি গৈছে, এইটো হৈছে এইটো হৈছে, শুনিব লাগিছিলে, কিন্তু নাই শুনা. But so it is not just about this whole pollution of a day or a two. It's the small things that we have been doing all the years together, right? So এটা DEHING PATKAI আমি DEHING PATKAI আমি এটা বৰ্তমানৰ এটা current situation বুলি ধৰি আছো, but তেনেকুৱা নহয়. The impact it is going to create is very long, right?
আৰু long impactful বস্তুৰ পৰা এইটো impact হৈছে, long things that we have let go, long things we have been ignored, তাৰ পৰা DEHING PATKAI এইটো অৱস্থা হৈছে।
Yes, and I don't want to get into the technicalities and the data here, because already so many panelists have already spoken about it. But then coal mining has been going on there for a very long time. So anyways, so when we were talking about awareness, I feel that people are in this whole progression of human beings and civilization. People are in so much hustle to do good in their life. Kids are so much pressurized in their schools. Vacations are actually kuno meaning in, because vacations are supposed to be you're sitting down at home writing assignments, and you're going for your tuition classes. So loraswali actually gosse juba subole opportunity nai. It's very true.
Exactly.
So if you when you were asking me that what made me write this, maybe it goes back to me being very lucky that during my childhood, every vacation, winter vacation, summer vacation, and Magh Bihu, we used to pack our bags and go to Horbaiband Hajorhat, where my dad belongs to, even though we are born and brought up in Guwahati. So that was the most amazing times of our lives, because পুখুৰী আছে, মাছ আছে, পুখুৰীত মাছ আছে, গৰু আছে, ইফালে paddy fields আছে. So that touch with the nature has always been there. And my mom is a great gardener. I mean, we have a beautiful garden, I think. So I always had that connection probably. So তেনেকে সেই সৰু সুৰা সেইখিনি মই কোনো
একচুয়ালি কথাটো কি মানে মই যোনটো বুজিছো আৰু কি হয় তোমাৰ তুমি এখন ধুনীয়া ঘৰৰ পৰা আহিছা where there is everything in terms of nature and abundance কথাটো কি অসমৰ বহুত মানুহৰ সেইখন ঘৰ থাকে কিন্তু বুজে কেইজন মানুহে বুজে আৰু ৰাখে কেইজন মানুহে তেনেকুৱাখন ঘৰ নিজৰ অন্তৰত তুমি ৰাখিছা you kept it in your heart and that has led you to realize what we are losing আমি কি হেৰাই আহিছো আৰু because literally the garden of Eden is being mined. So that's the problem. You know, the actual garden of Eden, you know, it has been destroyed.
It's so scary to know that. And also, here we cannot keep blaming our textbooks that kyo hikwa nai, our parents kyo hikwa nai, or our government, why the government is not doing this. It's on an individual capacity that we have to do things. And like for here, the most important part is played by people who are socially influential and socially influential. Okay, I don't mean it monetary influence, but social influence, like at the platform that you are. You are blessed with a lot of you have earned it for yourself, so much of followers. So if when you are not talking about it, awareness is automatically created. So I want everybody on individual capacity to come out, because when I wrote that article, I did not have that thought in my mind that so many people are going to follow, but it did, just from one tweet. One tweet from you.
Everything starts with one deed and one tweet.
Yes.
And it's your deed and my tweet.
And for a situation like this, a press conference, the amount of audience target a press conference cannot do, social media can do nowadays, right? So everybody can do wonders about creating awareness when it comes to DEHING PATKAI right now. And bloggers are here, artists are here, dancers are here, singers are here. There are so many people with so huge followers, and here Astha Corp, the company that I work with, the proprietors of my company, I'm so lucky to have them, because they understood when I wanted to write about this, they understood that this is because we have clients from all over India. So when I wrote that article and shared it from our official blog, there were people giving interest into this, whereas those people sitting in Delhi, Mumbai, or South India would have never understood what a rainforest at the first place there is an existence of a rainforest in Assam.
That speaks amazingly for the company also. You know, please give them my regards that, you know, they let you write an article like this on their company blog. And
it's very important.
Anyway, it's very important. And you know, which brings me to the end of the first question. I'll have a short second question for you, which brings me to the fact that ami sobe nijor phale ba jekhini paro ami koribo lagbe. We have to do what we can. You know, moi mane actually moi take eta likhi asilu, it is coming out. You know, moi likhi I will do what I must, I will do what I can, being what I am. So basically, doing what I must, doing what I can, being what I am. That is all that is to it.
True.
Doing what I must, doing what I can, being what I am. That's it. That's the story.
That is where we are going to, and we need to emphasize. Yeah, right.
I just want one quick short answer for you. What next? Is your pen, tomar likha hai bostu, is your pen going to speak for the Assamese ecosystem again?
Yes, of course. Just in the morning, you and me had a discussion about this, right? That you want me to write about how people need to come out and really talk about it, not just artists. Yes, of course. That is what I'm going. That is what I'm going to work on next. Most definitely, posting you very soon about it. Yeah.
Thank you. And Gargi, I bet you, and I kid you not, everybody is going to look forward to stuff like this, because this is stuff what we need. আৰু এইটোৰে খুব কমটি চৰ্চা হৈছে অসমত, এইটো বস্তুৰে খুব কমটি চৰ্চা হৈছে। And as উমানন্দ বৰুৱাই কৈছে, raise your voice, Gargi, keep it up. Sanjukta Kakote কৈছে, proud of you, Gargi. You already have followers in the crowd, Gargi. I think you'll celebrate after this. But thank you so much for the initiative of writing. Thank you so much for writing from the heart. আমি নিজৰ ফালৰ পৰা যেনেকে তুমি এটা ইনিচিয়েটিভ আৰম্ভ কৰিছা, মই কৰিছো, এনেকে মিলিলেহে কামবোৰ হ'ব, নহলে নহয়। this
Yes,
is also something that has to be played from the heart, you know.
true.
At a,
It has to be played only from the heart.
and
Yeah.
at a, one of my most famous philosophers of all time, tekhete koisle, I don't know if you know this, you might know this. Rumi koisle, only from the heart can you touch the sun.
Yes, so true.
Or only from the heart you touch the sky, whatever. But you touch
Yes.
everything from the heart. And being an artist, I fully believe in that. And
Yes.
keep touching us from your heart, Gargi.
Thank you so much, Jaida.
It's the ink of your heart, and let it be that way always. You know?
Wow, that's beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me here. I'm very honored. Thank you so
The pleasure
much.
is always mine. The pleasure is always mine. And we shall do more of this. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good night.
Keep it coming. Yeah. Good night. Good night.
Good night. Good
Bye.
night. Yeah, bye. All right. That was the most amazing Gargi Borua. Aru Amar Lagot. At the end, the man himself, the expert on things, and who's inspired me from session 1. Aru, thank you for waiting. Okoman adi deri hol upay nai mane manokhinir olop kotha kote olop akpis hoy connective issues thake.
Very insightful, very.
It has been an insightful evening. Junkhini Saise, I think they gave, and we had a great collection today from a Dharini to a Gargi to you. Ashala Devi Tekela Hibon Wide, I don't know, connective issues. But anyway, there are a lot of people who know you, and a lot of your students write to me that it's so great to have Narayan Shah on this thing. And I'm always honored because people like you come and bless this occasion with your knowledge. And that is what it is, if there's a personal agenda for me, I want your knowledge to permeate to my audience. That's it. I want your experience, your knowledge to permeate to the audience that we have. That is the intention of this, and I will just try to facilitate this and only this. And having said that,
my intention too.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I'll keep this very quick. So we had exchanged notes where you say that you are trying to introduce new courses, or you have introduced new courses about the politics of science and politics, and especially about students going out and doing photo stories, that sort of a thing. Because now it's the age of the digital photo. I thought it was very interesting. You might have it in place, or you're planning to have it in place, but I just want you to speak about these 2-3 new initiatives in terms of courses. Apni notun ke course anim boli bhabise ba korise amak somuke bujai diok, and that's what we need from you tonight.
Okay, so basically just a course to amar kenne ke arambho hoisile. So it was the course is called the Environmental and Wildlife Sciences. You have a 50-50 kind of a division in terms of content. So I look after the wildlife science part, and there is an entire 50% part where 2 of my colleagues who are looking after those courses. So while designing this curriculum, so what I've done is introduce something called Art and Science of Natural History. So there is one section called Art and Science, because natural history, when you talk, it's not only about science, it's about art also. So by bringing that into the course, and I really enjoyed it. So there were a couple of faculties from abroad who helped me design that particular module. So the idea was to connect students with nature. So what we do basically, আমি কি কৰো যেতিয়া যে কিছুমান কিংডম ইয়া কিছুমান ট্ৰিজ বিলাক পঢ়িব লগা হয়, আমি যে যাওঁ তাৰপিছত যে চাই মিলি যি আছে লিখি লওঁ. But that is not the intention. The intention is to deeper understanding of a tree. So for example, if you go there and you draw that particular tree, right? So কোনোবা কৈছিল এতিয়া মানে কোনো tree আমি ধৰিব নোৱাৰো, right? So the touch of that tree, that's a completely different feeling. I think the kind of things Gargi was talking about, so this also reflect in my course.
Touch teaches you empathy. That is the first thing, right? Touch teaches you empathy. Yeah.
Absolutely, and also like to go and develop a deeper understanding of nature. It's not a very shallow understanding. So generally, so that's why I have decided that every Saturday, so our student will go to field. There is so every Saturday there is a compulsory field work. So we go to the field, observe nature, understand nature. So কি হয় তেতিয়া যেতিয়া এই ধৰণৰ কিছুমান বস্তু যেতিয়া আমি যাওঁ, so now the students are much richer in terms of what is happening in the
experience, richer for the experience.
Experience to both richer. So rather than just confining with say textbook, which is also important, but what is more important is to practical sessions. So I'm seeing the enthusiasm of students when they go out in the field. So we are not going in a very say we don't have to go to say very fancy place or say Kaziranga or Manas every time. So what we do, just go to a nearby forest and try to understand what kind of forest it is. And I think you'll be amazed to know that we are not going very far also. So within Cotton campus, we have documented so far 50 species of birds. Consasta species birds. Can you believe this? Inside the city. So within a Cotton campus. So we are doing it for the last 5 years. Every year we do census. So what happened that actually make students interesting. So we do butterfly walk inside the campus. So where student will go look at the butterfly. There we do spider walk. We don't have to go anywhere, right? So this is what one thing that I wanted to change the traditional syllabus by introducing this kind of very field-oriented courses, and also courses regarding the soft skill. Junto suppose academic email to keneke likhibo lagibo. Right? But we are not able to write emails, right? Email to keneke likhibo lagibo. So that there are proposal to keneke likhibo. These are basically academic one. But what I introduce is a science communication, which is about the advocacy. So, for example, this is the right time. I'm really glad that I introduced that skill enhancement course. It's a two credit course where students from other departments, student from chemistry, student from physics, student from geology, student from anthropology, they are taking this thing. So it's about how you communicate science, how you take science from a very technical space to a public space. So how you communicate with policymakers.
Actually, that's the whole thing. You know, how if you teach them communication, they will learn outreach, and that's the whole thing. That's exactly. And what was the other thing about photojournaling?
And also like this, I thought like just being a photographer is not enough. So what I wanted my students and I wanted all of you to be a photonaturalist. So this is a term I think that we need to internalize. That when we really love nature, we are not very bothered about how much how many feathers are there in a bird, right? So details definitely for taxonomy, for identification, these are very important. But what I wanted to see is that a perspective from a naturalist. So how a naturalist look at bird, how a naturalist look at forest. Then what happened? The picture become very rich. So the picture when you take it may not be very like a very high resolution picture, but if you can bring the perspective into your picture, I think picture is picture. So I don't have to say again and again that pictures speaks like more than 1,000 words, one picture. Right. So
the idea is to not only give them a scientific temperament, but also give them a perspective on what things. You know.
And the perspective, I think, what you cannot develop in one day. So I think you need to go. So, so I was reading some articles then where this particular person says that 60% of his field trip he doesn't take any camera. He just go and just enjoy nature. I think that is also very important. We may have a very big lenses and we can capture some amazing pictures, but if it is not suited within the perspective framework, I think these pictures are not great. So these are not giving any benefit, right? So I think what I was also trying to do is to, so I do not know technicality of photography and all, but what we are trying to implement in that curriculum or in that course is to how you look at nature, right? So some images, there's one beautiful image of Taj Mahal, but you know that there's an amazing image of Taj Mahal, which is my all-time favorite. It's not about Taj Mahal. Taj Mahal is on the background. There is a train, and there are two people sitting in front of that train. Amazing picture. So that kind of perspective I wanted to bring, so that it will give you, it will tell stories. So
actually, মই হেডন আপোনাৰ লিখাটো পঢ়ি পেলে মানে I was so excited, not because only of innovation, because innovation in a huni bhal lage shobdotu, but when you do it at home, it has a special feeling. When you do it for the home crowd and home base. But on this note, let me tell you, maybe I will come around on a trip like this with you. We need to go somewhere, and we really need to shoot one episode where we learn scientific perspective and bring it to other people also.
Absolutely.
Science bostu to kenake sabo lage and how it's organically tied to our lives and our perspectives. That everybody needs different kinds of perspectives, scientific perspective being one, and the way you look at nature, the way you look at a bird, the way you look at a butterfly. I think as a musician, I think it'll be one of my jobs to kind of speak about that and like this, bring that to my audience also. I think I'll really look forward to that.
No, definitely. I think what we also need, I think, to just because what I'm seeing right now is a gap between the knowledge that we create and the people who need this knowledge. So I think we need some journalists like Gargi wrote. So I really encourage my student to write. So some of them is written now, some of them are submitted to Assam Tribune recently, and some of them are writing articles. So
you also have my services at your disposal very soon.
So these are the people I think who are from this place. So for person who are coming from say Bangalore or Mysore or Delhi, they have their own perspective. These are the organically grown individuals. I think we need these people to write about their teachers. I'm really encouraging my students. So far I have little success, but I'm really hoping that in coming year or coming days, I think you'll see some very nice.
It's also upon us to spread the good word and about the good work that you're doing, and that is what sessions like this will take forward. That is my promise to you. I love these things, and at the least I can help this reach a wider audience. And but with that, sir, I'll take your leave for today. So much for coming in, and you are always such a live wire with your kind of things that you do, and all your students love you. And at the end, I think there's a message from Deborshi Gogoi. He says, plan a trip to DEHING PATKAI, Joyda along with Narayan sir. So we'll do that. We'll do that trip. I'll do that trip. Yeah. And on that note, Mr. Narayan Sharma, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much for initiating
for
this.
enlightening us. And I'll say bon voyage, because we have more of this journey ahead. We have much more to do. Thank you, and have a good night. Yeah. Good night.
Good night.
All right, that was the one and only Narayan Sharma, and I love speaking to him. He brings so much into the game. And thank you all for attending. This was lovely. My intention is to raise awareness and then take it ahead. Jitu dhorne moi paru in the way I can from my social media. Thank you all for attending. Thank you all the speakers who'd come and grace this occasion. Amar aru kam ase, bahut kotha ase patibole, bahut kam ase koribole. But we will have to do this together. Amar janake koisu DEHING PATKAI rainforest amar system to ami bujibo lagibo mool to, and we have to understand how deeply it has to be inside our soul for us to carry this journey forward. With that, I say thank you all again. I say good night, and I'll do one with the students this weekend. But till then, you have a good time. Be safe. Thank you.